Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tige Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tige Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. Lapeef family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 five-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tige Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tige Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Trigger Mike. It is Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. How y'all doing? It's hump day. We made it halfway through the week at least. I'm looking at myself in this camera. I need to make my haircut appointment. Good goddamn. Yeah. I need to take this back down to a 6. But make sure y'all hit that like button. Thank y'all for coming through, man. I appreciate it. Sorry for being late. I had a surgery appointment this morning, and it was far. It was far. Messing around with the VA, man. I don't want to go to Kill All Hospital, which is one of my many nicknames for the VA hospital. I don't want to go to Kill All Hospital, okay? So you can get them to refer you out to community care, which is just, a local. If they're in network with whoever the insurance company is for the VA, if they're in network with them, you can just go to them and not go to Kill All Hospital, which is the VA hospital, the big one in Houston. So I did that. These people sent me to College Station. I live on the west side of Houston. It took me an hour and a half. I live in the west side suburbs of Houston. It took me an hour and a half. For those of you that don't know, that is where the great Texas A&M University is located. College Station, Texas, which is smooth. If you live on the northwest side, you can actually probably hit it in about 45 minutes. But I don't live on that side, so it took me an hour and a half. Houston is definitely 2 hours away from Houston. For those of y'all that have been here, it's the biggest city that ever was and currently is the biggest city I've ever been to. So thank you. Good afternoon for y'all coming through. Thank y'all for coming through again. Hit that like button on your way in. We're going to get started with a great topic for you today. Shout out and salute to our viewers nationwide and international, East Coast, West Coast, down south, up north. Thank y'all for coming through. Southwest especially. All my people overseas, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Europe. I had a wedding to go to in the UK next month and I dropped the ball. My brother just reminded me yesterday. Me and my wife haven't even talked about it at all. I was like, damn. And I gave them an email address to use that I don't even check. So I was going to see y'all in the UK. That'd have been dope to do a show from over there, but we'll make it do. We'll make do either way. Either way, we will make do. It's all good. So shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. All right. Shout out to the sponsor, Tige Hanley. 30% off along with a free gift. The link is in the description. Father's Day is coming up. It's this weekend, is it not? My wife asked me if I want quiet time. I never want quiet time. I would love to spend Father's Day with my kids. I don't want to spend Father's Day by myself. That don't make no damn sense. So yeah, hopefully she grabbed me a Tige pack. Grab a Tige pack. It's not too late to get that uncomplicated skincare for men. 30% off along with a free gift. The link is in the description below. All right, so make sure you grab that. It's a great Father's Day gift. Grab an abundance of gifts, man. We're going back into a realm. Let me tell you something. We're going back into a realm where fathers are not only going to be appreciated, Fathers are going to be celebrated. Let me give you a quick spiel on why I need that to happen. I feel like the world is best. I'm going to give you the secular version because everybody isn't religious. So for those of you that are Christian, yes, you need to be focused on God. I'm a Christian. So yes, that's the way I would experience it. But if you are not, relationships are better when they are focused on the man. Let me explain. If you are someone who knows how to do it correctly, relationships fail when the man is focused on the woman. Is when it's all about the woman and what she wants and her happiness. That is what is happening today in modern times. Relationships will fail. As I've told you on many shows before, many shows, every man that has tried to make his woman happy has failed. Every single man. It's not your job to do that. So when you focus on her instead of your service and what you can do in your community and your purpose, you fail. But when the relationship centers around you, promoting you, exalting you, celebrating you, finding opportunities for you, the man, somehow, that's how it's always been. Everybody gets taken care of underneath it. So I want y'all to celebrate fathers, because when the world focuses on dads, somehow families stay intact. So I want you to celebrate your dad if you got a good one or even a decent one. Celebrate him, because we always call him moms the glue. I no longer believe that's true. Dads are the glue, because without them, the family falls apart completely. That's the meaning of glue. So we've been saying it wrong for God knows how long. We've been saying it wrong. Men are the glue. Kids are subject to every single risk factor in the book when dads aren't present. Dads are the glue. All right. Sometimes I just say a prayer, man, because damn, who would I be if my father wasn't in my life, right? So I just want y'all to celebrate fathers. Make sure you grab him that Teej pack, 30% off along with a free gift. Click that link in the description. Stop playing around and get that. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej Hanley, once again. If you would like to support the show today, I would appreciate that. You can do so by super chat, or you can send a super thanks. I see that going down in some of the chat. So people will leave comments after the video is over. We do read those. So please make sure you comment and leave a comment for us to read. And people leave super thanks down there. So if you like what you hear, please leave a super thanks after the broadcast is over if you are watching after the fact. So who we got in the chat today for me to shout out? What's going on, everybody? My man AP Quincy Frierson. What men would tell them? What's going on? My man Hidden Gems. What's going on, Chief? MS Best. How you doing? Batman. What up? Me University. What up? Jill's Chocolate Boutique in the building. Marquise Keys. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, no. If it's that hospital, no. I went to St. Joseph's, which is pretty good out there, but in Houston, it sucks. Nadia, what's going on? Mr. Charles, what's up? Thank y'all for coming through. Them Leos. Leo. Oh, okay. Damn. No, you gonna make me get a conspiracy theory going with this one. They did make Father's Day month Pride Month, huh? That's my first official act as president. I'm changing that shit. So women are the ones who allowed it. They're the ones who align with them. Let it be in their month. Take over their month. I'm with that. Big pressure. What's going on? Kenny, what's up? What's up? Vince Stapleton or Singleton, my bad. What's up? What's up? Mrs. She said, how you doing? Welcome. One of my favorites. Marriage, politics, and sports. What's going on, Mr. Rich? Lynn Wallace, how you doing? Shout out to all those fathers. Appreciate that. It is Father's Day weekend. All right, let's get right into it, man. Today's topic is modern women love simps. We all know this. We've been seeing what is happening. Obviously, this week we've gotten confirmation that this is true. And what am I basing this off of? So I'm basing this off of a few different things that I saw, most notably the response Dwayne Wade gave. Boy, I keep telling y'all to keep y'all marital business to yourselves. And one of the reasons why I like this situation and the reason why I want these type of occurrences to keep on happening as bad as it is for the culture, as bad as it is for family creation and all of that, it needs to keep happening so people can understand the error of their ways. All of this needs to just keep on happening. It is ridiculous how much stuff these simps will allow to go down in their house. This woman is out here making a fool of herself. She thinks she sounds. I bet you she thinks she sounds dope too. I bet you she thinks she's saying something. But you just making your man look stupid. So stupid, in fact, that he had to schedule an interview after you to clear up what you said. That should tell you as a woman that you're already doing too much. Your husband out here explaining himself because of you. These simps, man. Let me tell you. Let me bring this video up. Let me find it real quick in my quick share so we can break this down. I want everybody to really listen to the words he's saying as Dwayne Wade is explaining what goes on in his house. Oh my gosh. Is it me? This is why you just leave things alone. And hopefully, God forbid, anything like this ever happened to me, but I hope I have the power to just leave it alone. When you have to explain, you usually already losing. He made it worse. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he made it worse and he should have shut his damn mouth. Give me 1 second. Let me turn on this fan. It's hot as hell in here. This man should have kept his freaking mouth shut. He made it worse. What is he talking about? Y'all, what is he talking about? This is why women love weak ass simps. I know he's paid. I know he's Dwayne Wade, but the dude is a simp. The dude is a simp. Damn, women love weak ass simps, man. This shit is crazy. It is crazy. But let's get into it. Why do women love simps? Modern women especially. Why do they love simps? Even though they say otherwise. I'm going to drop the link in a few. This is going to be a medium-sized monologue. But I'm going to try to spell out some reasons why I think they love simps. Okay? This is why I think they love them. Because Gabrielle Union definitely has a simp on her hands. If you have an assertive man with a dominant personality, you can't dominate him. Ladies, is that fair to say? And in fact, I'm sorry, I take that back. I can't even ask the ladies. Unless you are a woman who is 100%, like maybe you grew up with, it's usually the women, of course, had their father in their life. The women that had a bunch of brothers. Those type of women are very grounded. They have their head on straight on these topics concerning men. They understand their nature as women, and they don't usually overstep boundaries. They usually don't call themselves independent women and all that type of stuff. They understand exactly who they have to be. But that's becoming rare these days. But ladies, understand that if you have an assertive man with a dominant personality, you can't dominate him. Now, why is that important to note about the modern woman? Modern women are obsessed with power. I'm breaking y'all all the way down today. Modern women are obsessed with power. That's why they keep making movies where women are beating up grown-ass men. What I love about those movies is that they always flop. Every single female action, like super one, even the Marvel ones are like the lowest earning Marvel movies. Nobody wants to watch Scarlett Johansson kick a bunch of Russian dudes' ass at 6'6". The shit ain't going down like that. It's not going down like that. Somebody asked a good question. I said we were going to do this every time. Let me give y'all the definition of simp real quick. All right. Simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. All right. That is the definition of simp. So let's continue. These women be trying to beat up grown ass men in movies. That should let you know that they are obsessed with power, bro. And it's only natural that women that are obsessed with power will try to find a way to make a naturally dominant figure submissive to them. Y'all understand that? Women want relationships. Women want relationships with men. Men are naturally dominant. So let me look for a version of a man that is more likely to be submissive to me. That is what's going through a woman's head, either consciously or subconsciously. Now, here are some other reasons why women love simps, and we're going to break this down. Anybody want to come up, please do so. I just dropped a link in the chat. Women love simps because they want freedom. What do you mean by freedom, Trigger Mike? Well, let me get into it. What do I mean by freedom? Let's talk about who doesn't allow. The opposite of freedom is not bondage. It's really just rules, discipline, principles, values. That's actually the opposite of freedom. I do not think the opposite of freedom is bondage and slavery. I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Women love simps because they want freedom. I like that MS Best structure. That is correct. And the reason they love simps is because principled and disciplined men create rules and boundaries which restrict certain freedoms for men and women. My man Shan says order. That is correct. Order, structure, discipline, rules. Women want freedom from all of that. They used the words equality. They used all these different words to trick us. But if you're with a principled and disciplined man, you got to live under some rules. You have to have boundaries, which is why women want that freedom in the first place and why they like simps so much. Simps allow women to run the show. How am I going to prove this to you right now? Simps allow women to run the show. I want y'all to pay close attention because y'all been watching Lapeef. Y'all watch all other networks. Y'all watch Crew Season. Y'all watch all of this stuff that all of these people that we watch that is good content out here. Y'all watch all of these shows. Please tell me you have seen this. Don't you see on these panels these shoulder shrugging ass simps? I don't know. I mean, these shoulder shruggers agree with women on everything simply because the women want it. These dudes will flip-flop to the men's side. Then the girl they like or the girl that's looking pretty that night will say something and they shoulder shrug and then they move to her side. I can tell a simp from a mile away, just flip-flopping, depending on what the woman's temperature is. Well, I don't want them not to like me. I'm gonna see her at the live show. I'm gonna try to get that ass. So let me agree with her real quick. Too many of them niggas on these panels, boy. I be getting at their ass in the back chat. Stop simping. Stop simping. Fucking simp. Shoulder shrugging ass nigga. I mean, yeah, she might have a point. She ain't got no fucking point. Stupidest shit I ever heard. Dude gonna simp because he want that ass at the live show. Damn, I can't stand them dudes. And here's how, if you ever seen me, this is how I usually press these dudes. I will press them and ask them to substantiate their position. And do you know what they do? They always do the same thing. I'm giving you the cheat code so you can see it if you don't know how to spot a simp. Just press them a little bit about what they agreed with the woman on. And then they begin to sound just like the woman. They're going to deflect because they actually don't agree with that shit at all. They're going to deflect and they're going to throw an insult so they don't got to answer it. I'm telling you, start watching for that. Man, come on, man. Y'all, Man, y'all niggas weak. Y'all insecure. Oh, insecure. You sound like the women. Because you actually can't substantiate your position. You just want to hit that chick from the back. That's why you agreeing with her. Can't stand you niggas that do that shit. All right. Here's why we don't like that type of behavior, okay? We're going to break this all the way down. Men, especially disciplined and principled men, like order, structure, values, principles. Men and women got to live under that. You have to. You got to live under that structure. So when you get with a dude that's really on his job, that really wants to create a family, he's going to have rules in his house. And you're going to have to deal with that. The reason why women love simps is because they push for fluidity in all things. Everything is, I don't know, maybe, we could, I mean, sure, kinda. Women push for fluidity in all things. They are almost concrete. I'm sorry. They take no concrete stance on any issue because their number one tendency is to change their mind. That's why women are afraid to take a concrete stance on anything because they want the ability to change their mind later. So the reason they love simps is because they need a man that is also fluid with his thinking. Dominant men are more rigid and immovable on key topics that are very important to women. Look at what's going on right now in the children's schools. Right now, I can tell you from a conservative standpoint, my homies are daring you to do a drag show in an elementary school. We dare you. The women are like, what's the big deal? I mean, they're just people. I dare you to do a drag show at my kid's school. I dare you to send a flyer. Send a flyer. I don't push for fluidity in all things. That shit ain't going down over here. Dominant men are rigid and immovable on key topics. A woman who is too fluid, who thinks she's independent and wants to have her way, can't do shit with a man like that. She already know his answer. So she got to get a man whose thinking is fluid, just like hers. All right. Let me bring my fellas up. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? All right.
What did Mr. Rich and King Spark in the building? What are your opening thoughts? Modern women
Hey, man,
love simp.
you were spot on for a lot of that stuff, man. Just if there was a civil war in the manosphere, it would be the Simps against men who are sitting on their square.
Yes,
because the Simps are the weaponized army of the modern female.
Yeah,
and there's a lot more of them than there are men who stand on their square.
Yep.
And a lot of them are rich. Zion Williamson, the Dwayne Wade, these guys got a serious army, of guys who pander to women. I'm married, so I've done my share of, pandering to my wife, but, it's in the confines of my house.
That's your wife.
That's right. In the confines of my house, she gives me everything I want. So I'm justified, but that's all I have. If we could, this could be a good show. We got to get some women up here.
I really think, yes, women, please come up. The link is dropped in the chat.
What's up, King?
You really hit the nail on the head, because I tell people all the time, we talk about the gender war. It's really kind of irresponsible to say men will ever actually be fighting for anything in society with women. Once we wake up, we realize that all the power women have has just been given to them by proxy, by some man. It's going to be assertive, dominant men versus fucking simps. Every move we try to make, them dudes gonna try to cut our knees off and side with the women and change law and create law to probably for profit's sake to keep siding with the women. Boy, I'm telling you, that was bars right there. Go, King Spark, what up, my man?
What's going on, fella?
Oh,
Man,
chilling.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, I actually like these simp ass niggas to be honest with you, cause it's easier for a player to stick out. That means when I run into the same women that them simp ass niggas been around, as soon as I come out my mouth and tell them what it is off top, they're like, "Oh my god, did you just say that? You're so crazy." And it's on from there.
That's crazy.
it's on
You,
from there.
but
Shit.
no, but like on some real, that's actually pretty funny because when we say modern women love simps, if I change the title to modern women want simps, that would be incorrect. Women, because you know how many times we say women don't know what they want. They experiment with simp. This is why traditionally men have always chosen their daughter's husband, right? So when women have to choose for themselves, they're gonna do that shit. Well, let me get this dude that I can talk to all kind of crazy, that I can dominate. But in their own nature, they're gonna realize they don't want that dude for real. And the first dude that come through and be like, this ain't going down, this is how I do it, they literally get weak at the knees for that dude because their nature is gonna make.
They really want to obey, Mike. They really want to be told what to do. They really want all that shit. That's what they want. But they gonna try your ass. They gonna try your ass to check your temperature to see where you at. And they can get over on your ass. They will. They will.
That's what you know.
Right?
What I hate. I hate to agree with Mr. Let Go when he makes his statement, and I thought about it. I mean, there's a reason why children, like women, are really good with children because a lot of them act just like a child. Because children are tyrannical, like naturally they're tyrannical. If you give them an inch, they're going to try to take a mile. And women are naturally like that. But the thing is they crave someone actually stopping it. You know what I'm saying? They want somebody to stop it because the thing about it is if you ever talk to a woman, right? And as soon as she feels like, you like her too much and then all she tries to do is just, she just goes the other way. She goes the other way, and then you stop, and then she starts coming towards you. You know what I'm saying? You cut off the attention. Because the thing about it is the more that you give, the more they're going to take. The more
Ruby
we
Rose
make,
admitted that.
huh?
Ruby Rose admitted that.
Yeah, it's just natural. It's innate. They just can't help themselves. Just like with us, when we see signs of fertility, we look at it, we want it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when they see signs of weakness, they have an insatiable appetite to kind of destroy that. You know what I'm saying? They want to destroy you if they feel they're weak. It's not. I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just I guess it's a mechanism in them that makes them want to kind of like squash you. If you ever broke up with a woman, right? And you feeling down or whatever, and then you would think, oh, she might feel sorry for me. No, hell no. If they see you down, what they're gonna do is they're gonna stomp on you. Like they're gonna stomp because it's just damn, that's just how they are. Like, men are different. When we see a woman in distress, even if we broke up with her or whatever, we're gonna still help them. But them, it's the opposite. And it's just, I guess it's just a biological thing that I guess men have to kind of accept. You have to accept it because it's not going to change. It's just not going to change. I think you're on mute.
My man King, what you got for us?
What's going on, Trigger?
What up?
What's
What up?
going on? I should have cashed out you my whole damn check because you cooked on that. You
Oh,
cooked on
appreciate
that.
that.
But it's. Can I ask y'all a question? Because I really don't get this simp conversation. Because when you think about it, would y'all agree that we have the most promiscuous women of that we've ever had as a society nowadays? Would y'all agree with
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Right, right. So when you break down this simp conversation, what is the benefit of you being that? Because we all know that the simps are not the ones who these women are calling at 2, 3 in the morning to come and blow their back out.
Yep.
They're not calling the Simps. They're calling Chad, you know what I mean, who got all the options. What is this bit like? Damn, is this really the pandemic that we got going on? Like,
So,
what is the benefit for you to do
so
that?
the reason I like that, the reason I like that dictionary definition is because of the end of it. It said, too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope. So these dudes don't assess the situation correctly. Dudes that can actually get women understand the more you ignore them, the more they move closer to you.
Big facts.
So those dudes got it wrong out of a failed hope of winning entitled sexual attention or activity. So they think the more they give them time and attention, the more they be like, oh, I love you. If I could just, they think the more they do that, the more they're entitled to get that call at 3 a.m. one day when it works the complete opposite. So those dudes just really got to mess up.
You know what, Mike? Though, you got to put a little bit in context, though. It's a little context got to go with this, because giving a woman who actually likes you more attention will get you closer to the box, right? But if the dynamic is where she don't want your black ass,
that never works. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
That is the initial part of what makes you a simp.
You know what I mean?
That's the initial part of what makes you a simp.
If
you pushing that hard on a woman that's giving you no reciprocal energy, you automatically simp. Yeah. So if you know she like you, she falling over and you just giving I got time now. Let me go ahead and steal this deal. Yeah, you're not simping on that.
Sure.
But let me, before you go, King, that's a good.
Hold on real quick. Heather, go ahead, cam up real quick for me so I know that's you, and I'll let you up.
Yeah, King, you brought up a good thing. Let me just answer it this way also. Listen, there's layers to simphood, right? Because we'll all agree that Zion Williamson is the richest simp in the world right now, right? He can get boxed, but he's paying $500,000, $100,000 a month for a Prime Star.
No.
Let me just finish. But he's getting taken advantage of by 3 different women, right? And he's happy as a dumb fool.
But he's not simping though, Payne. Zion is tricking.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, Zion is tricking because he nutting. Listen, he nutting all up in them girls, so he fucking shit out of there.
You're right. He's tricking. You're right.
He's tricking.
He might be tricking
in the belly.
He might be tricking, but he looks like he's ignorant to the fact that he's being used.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely dumb as a bowl of soup. But see, to me, that word simp, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong on this. When I hear that word simp, me means that, you know what I mean? That to me means that you are giving away your meat, meaning your money, your effort, your attention, and your time for nothing. For nothing. You are giving all of that away. You are, you know what I mean? You are giving all of that away for no reciprocal value at all.
Yeah, no, you're right.
For the life of me, I don't get this conversation, because what the hell is the benefit? What are you getting out of that? What are you getting out of that?
Them the same dudes.
You got to understand. It might be the same thing that we accuse women of. They're getting attention from the women they wouldn't otherwise get it from.
They want to gain favor. That's it.
Yep.
They just want to gain. It's the same reason why when you was in school and the teacher picked somebody to write the names on the board, you either never wanted to be that person or you would be that person. If you would be that person, more than likely you would be a simp. Because what the fuck are you gaining by telling on every goddamn body when the teacher's gone? What is you gonna get? You ain't gonna get shit. You just trying to gain favor.
Yep.
That's all you trying to do.
You got it.
But the thing about it is kind of I hate to say it's a visceral response that women take advantage of. And one of the books that I read, rest in peace to Alan Roger Curry, ARC. He's known through the manosphere. And then the thing about it is like when you give a woman the ability to negotiate, that's why he used to have this whole thing called Mode 1. Basically, jump the fence. You tell them right away, this is what I want. And when they know that, they can't negotiate with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is most men don't tell women directly what they want. And women know what you want. They know right out the gate what you want. So they'll use that box as their negotiation. They'll be able to get a dinner out of it. They'll be able to get some dates out of it. They'll be able to get some cash apps or whatever out of it. But when you jump that fence, you're like, you know what, this is what I want. You take all the negotiation power out of it. So they have to actually use something else to bait you. You feel me? And sometimes a lot of women can't do anything else but the box. So that's why a lot of times you have them if you just tell them up front what you want, especially if they're attracted to you. Then there's really no negotiation power at all. You know what I'm saying? But we do, like, as men, we do have the visceral, like, want to, like, show off, to like impress women and shit like that. And women kind of know this, so they use that. That's why it's so easy to get somebody to simp on them, because they know a lot of dudes don't want to do it naturally. The smart dudes just don't. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think about it, like, everybody has been a simp before until you learned your lesson. There's not a man on earth that's not displayed some type of simp behavior. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're absolutely right. But the intensity of simpism is on low over here all the time, bro. I'm sorry. So this is actually the part where you might be right about that, because every dude simps at some point in his life in some kind of way. Just like Mr. Rich has stated, like, yeah, you can simp for your wife all day. I think the public, there's a lot of stuff men do in private. I think when you're doing it publicly and it's become a sport to do it, and not only that, you've given women this type of entitled, emboldened feeling that they have the upper hand on dudes, then it's become too much. Like, I don't do this shit. Like, I would never be seen. I think public perception is very, I think it's very valuable. I've always tried to be like, yo, whatever I'm doing in private can't really mess with my public perception, because that's a lot of your identity, right? So some dudes are out here simping on cam. They're saying things to be liked by women, i.e. Dwayne Wade. So you know what I think really hurt his ass, and the reason why he scheduled that interview is because, like you said, you give a woman an inch, she's going to take a mile. Gabrielle Union, the part that I didn't like in her interview, she said, well, I'm not saying I'm the head of household. So what the hell you say those words for then? What you mean you not saying you the head of household, but you're not the head of household?
Just like you said a long time ago, Trigger, they cannot make women appear to be strong and all of that. And all of that agenda pushing that they do without making us men appear weak. They can't do it.
Absolutely.
They can't do it.
They can't do it. Yep.
I was like, why would you even say the words head of household? Literally, a woman is supposed to, like, literally, in the old day, it's like, give that, don't even play with that position. That's a man's position. I stay in my lane. That's the way women used to talk. This lady's saying, I'm not saying I'm head of household. That means you saying it's up for grabs. That's what I heard anyway. EBD, what you got on it, man? Opening thought.
No, you got Heathen Queen came up first.
Oh, my bad. You right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Her Square, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I got several points here. One, all women want a simp. All women want a simp.
Oh, Lord.
Why? Explain it to us.
All women want a simp simply because right or wrong, she want to be adored by this one particular person. Man, woman, beast, whatever. She wants to be adored by that one man. Regardless of Whether he show it to her in public or he show it to her in private, she want to be adored. Right or wrong, I said, right? So I'm saying we all want to simp. Every woman that you talk to will tell you, would she take a future over a Russell? And she'll tell you Russell. I ain't lying. She'll tell you a Russell. I don't care what you say. She'll tell you a Russell. Just like y'all say you don't want to show her that affection in public because then she look like she got power over you. All women want you to do that anyway. She ain't saying she wanted you to be simped out in public, but she wanna know that you care about her beyond the bedroom. And Russell shows Sierra that he cares about her beyond the bedroom. So if that's what you consider a simp, all women want a simp.
Can I
That's
ask a question? Can I ask
yes,
you a
sir.
question?
Yes, sir.
So in that same with them same scenario, right? If they want the man to want them more than outside the bedroom, why in that scenario when a woman has a simp, she still let the other dude smash?
Say that again. But
That's
hey, stop taking
that's
my
not.
point.
But
Stop
that
taking my
is
point.
a very rare. That's a very rare instance. Not
No,
all.
it's not rare.
No,
No,
that's not
no,
rare.
no, it's not
No,
rare.
no, no, no.
No, it's not rare. We've been smashing dudes' girls for a long time.
You've been.
This is I'm just
And
I'm
listen,
not
and
trying
listen,
I'm
to
just
and
put
listen.
nothing
telling
out
you.
there. I'm
To
just saying
to
that
There's a.
this has
even
been
back you
happening
up
for a
on
long
that,
time.
I'm
to
saying
even
it's
back
more.
you up on that, that
Mhm.
is even prevalent within statistics and science nowadays.
That's not a big statistic. No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is. Men and women
It's
cheat
not.
at the same rate.
No,
We
we
cheat
don't.
at what?
Oh, we
What?
broke this down. We had a whole show, her square.
What?
You're gonna have to come better than that.
Okay,
No,
okay. So
we
there's a
don't.
state. There's a wait, wait,
Okay,
wait.
wait a minute. Let me give him
There's a
points out. Let me
statement.
give him points out. Let me give him
What?
points. Let me give him
I
points
gotta hear this.
out. Don't bite me. Don't hit me. Okay, we all want to simp. Okay. All men can be simps at one point or another. So what is wrong with being a simp?
What's
For your
wrong?
woman. For your woman. What's wrong with being a simp?
Now, so all right, we're gonna read the definition again. We're gonna read the definition again. Simp
Yeah.
is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of a failed hope of some entitled sexual attention or activity. But let me break it down maybe a little bit different. I think what men have lost is the ability to focus on their purpose. So they're focusing on the woman. We have had 30 years of love songs saying, fall to your knees, please your woman. It's all about her. Those men that do those things get left and divorced more than any other man has ever gotten left in history. You know why? Because naturally, women think they want those men, but they're sleeping and cheating with the assertive dude because that's what their nature wants.
So
They
why
want a man that
Facts.
can take
And let
that
me
can
and let
take
me say
control.
this.
Hold
so
Let
on.
me
why
Let
say
me
this.
say this one thing. Let me say this
Go
one thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
We have to realize now that when men are not focused on their purpose, when they're not focused on being assertive and dominant in whatever it is they're doing, and they're focused on women, they lose those instincts. So remember that for every action, there is an equal but opposite reaction. If you are
so
focused on being dominant, if you are focused on purpose, if you
Mhm.
are focused not on women, all of a sudden you accomplish your purpose, you become successful, you turn around and you have your pick of any woman you want. But the
so
dudes that change that focus
uh-huh.
to primarily just the woman end up losing that woman and they have no success. You see what I'm
So
talking about?
why are we set? So why do we have such? If that is the prevailing man that you all say that we want, why is it that we don't have more successful relationships with those type men?
So that this is a very good dialogue here. Women are obsessed with power, her square.
Of
So what
course.
they realize is that by the time you get to me, there is no negotiation. Simps like to negotiate with women. I had the plan laid out for my house when I was 26, and I didn't even have children until I was 30. That
But
woman can help to influence me and do all this type of stuff, but it's my plan. We
so
moving where I say we move. And you were
We
married.
don't negotiate with
We don't
terrorists.
negotiate. So if you're obsessed with power, you want power to negotiate.
but the
So
what But
a man
but
like
let
me,
those
hold on, this is
terrorists
what
that
women
let
do.
me
And you'll,
let me
and when
add
you
a
other women
word.
come on the panel, you'll see it, and you'll see it with me on other panels. A man like me, they will shame me for my position.
but the
Listen,
terrorists are always going to win.
Heather Queen, listen to this. Let me add a word for you.
Yes, sir.
Um, I believe that women want generous men. Now, you
Not
can be
not
generous.
fairly though.
Hold on, hold
Not
on, hold on, hold on,
fairly
hold
though.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What I'm saying is that you can be generous without being a simp.
Right?
You can take care of your lady without being a simp.
Yep,
Correct.
You can adore your lady without being a simp,
Correct.
absolutely.
right? So I think it's just the generous portion that all women are interested in. They really don't want no sucker ass dude because
No,
if
I
she
never
if they because if
that way. Not even
because right at the end of the day,
Mhm.
if a woman knows that she could push this dude around in that way,
Right.
then she knows that anybody can probably push this dude around in any
There's no
type of way,
protection there.
and they ain't gonna want that shit at the
Thank
end of
you,
the
King
day.
Spark. Thank you, King Spark. He
It's
described it perfectly.
drying up.
Perfectly. No, maybe I came in with the wrong word because that was the word you all were using, but King Spark addressed it perfectly. She don't want a pushover, but she does want to know that she is cared about and cared for. That's all you have to do is be able to make that combination or make that calculation between being uh, uh, a person that is emotionally available for that female, but hard on the other end. Right? You can be hard on the other end, but still have affection for your woman. Right?
Hmm.
Can I
So
can
that's
I ask my
what
lady a question?
exactly what Mr. Spark said is exactly what I meant to say. I misspoke. He said it perfectly. Exactly what she
Can I
wants. Yes.
can I ask my queen a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Um why does women have men saved in their phones as food?
Because they're afraid of the relationship they got right now that he gonna mess her over or dump her over, so she have somebody on the
Okay,
side.
okay. So women have men saved in their phone as food, trips, shoes,
Ooh,
sex,
Right.
late
but
night bust
I've
down,
ever been food.
hair appointment.
right, right.
Why do women have that?
I
Well,
just
Why?
women have it because they asses. I know Kevin Samuels
Uh
telling me say they built like linebackers. They have it because they ass hungry. That's why the fuck they got
huh.
food.
But see,
In the
the
nigga
reason
phone.
why the reason why I asked that question is because a woman needs to be stimulated, or you know she needs certain things. You know what I mean? The type of men that she's sexually attracted to
right.
may not be that generous man that you're talking about. So that's why she has the food man. That's why she has the shoes man. That's why she has the, you know what I mean, the vacation man.
But
That's
are
why
we
she has
talking
those things.
about?
But guess what? She's we are talking about the word simp.
But
Simp
are we
to me
talking about?
is a
Are we
man.
talking about emotionally? Are we talking about emotionally mature women, or are we talking about children?
This is
Oh,
this
as
is.
Mr. Letgo
I
would
mean,
say.
I mean, I mean. However, how.
Now you
Hey,
know, and
where
I
let go?
know you and I know
Where
there's a
let
difference
go?
between a mature woman
Yep.
and a woman who acts like a child.
No,
There's a lot of
no
them
question
walking
about
around
it.
think they grown.
No question about it. But
So in
guess
the
what?
So
It's
hey,
so
hey,
we have
2023.
to
hang on,
It's
tell.
hang on, hang on.
2023. It's
In these spaces,
go ahead.
so there's a saying called alpha fucks, beta bucks, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
when we take away all the technology, when we take away
There it
all the
is.
modern trappings, we have nothing but instincts, right? Just men
Right.
and women out in the wild doing whatever their thing is, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you're always gonna have the male who's more feminine, and then the alpha male who just doesn't give a damn, right? Women
Right.
are naturally attracted to power, and power comes in many forms. It can come in muscle, it can come in speed, it can come in sex. It can come in different forms, right?
Right.
But
correct.
we keep saying now in the modern day era, yeah, you have a woman who saves different people as phone or food or whatever, but those are beta males, right? These are males that you can take advantage of because they have
Yes.
money and resources,
Yes.
versus an alpha male which you cannot take advantage of at all, right?
Right.
He's seen as dominant. He's seen as doesn't give a damn about anybody's feelings or anybody's thoughts. He's on his path. He's on his purpose, right? Like Trigger Mike would say, a man on his purpose cannot be distracted, right? Women dress a certain way, act a certain way in order to get attention, and attention is distraction from an alpha, right? An alpha is just going to take what he wants. He doesn't ask permission. Betas are different. Betas have to appeal to your emotional needs in order to get what they want or try and get what they
Hey,
want.
EBD, let me add something on top of that. Now, it's a good.
Come back, Spark. Come back.
You cutting out,
You cut
Spark.
out.
But I have to interject there.
Go ahead.
You said alpha men.
Yeah.
Alpha,
It's a personality type. Go ahead.
yeah, but I look at it alpha man as I would prefer an alpha man, yes, but I can deal with a sigma. I can deal with all of those things because I'm emotionally mature enough to take a person as they walk through the door and not try to take advantage of a person. We're talking about mature human beings here. If you're not talking about a mature human being, she's going to take advantage of all of those type males, regardless of whether he's an alpha or sigma, delta, whatever, right? So you have to have, if an alpha male is mature enough to find him I hate to say alpha female because that
won't work. Never works. You can't. You get an alpha with an alpha female. It won't work. That one because game recognizes game, and an alpha male is not going to look for no alpha woman at all. That's not happening.
Let me say this though. Let me say this real quick. My little phone cut off, but let me say this. Somebody was calling my phone. I apologize. But this is the whole reason why I tell men when they say be on your purpose and be the best version of yourself, this cuts all that shit out. If you got paper, you should still be in the goddamn gym. You should still be reading the goddamn book. You should still be doing all of these things. You should be knocking this shit out in every category. So ain't no woman looking at you and just saying, well, he got money, but look at him. He's soft than a motherfucker. He ain't gonna do nothing. Or, oh, look, he a silverback, but he dumb as a box of rocks, and he living at his mama's house. You shouldn't be none of that shit. You should be trying to be on your purpose. To me means for you as a man being the best version of yourself, and that's in health and wellness, that's in finances, that's in appearance, that's in mind. But having a strong mind all at the same time.
But don't forget that an alpha man needs to be loved and adored too. It can't it just can't be him finding the female and him putting all the energy into that relationship like that. She also has to come with the maturity of love and respect and that type of submission that he needs. He can't just have a bubblehead female because he's not going to deal with a bubblehead female. He's going to deal with a female that's similar to him, that knows his program, wants to get on his program, and is smart enough to know how to complement his program. That not an alpha female.
Alpha though, that'll never happen to an alpha because the alpha know when to walk away.
For an alpha, you know where the lines are. For a beta, you keep pushing and you keep crossing.
Very blurred.
But you don't think alpha could be fall in love too?
It's not about fall in love, but he's not going to be.
But he's not going to cross his boundaries.
No, there's a hard no to that, right? You can be in love. A love is a fleeting. It's a fleeting feeling.
All right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this. We gotta get the other people in, and then we still on opening thoughts. Goddamn, y'all done broke.
I'm sorry.
All right, JT, my man, what's going on? Ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to catch your show. You've been having the regular schedules lately. But
yeah.
I'm back with the program.
Welcome back, bro. Welcome back.
I think I think simping is the art of feminine seduction of a woman. It's very feminine to me.
Hmm.
Dudes that simp kind of make girls smile and laugh and stuff, and I think it's making them feel more of like they have a girlfriend, a homie, or something. It's nothing different than like the girl that's like a tomboy. She hanging with the dudes, but you don't really like her like that. So I think dudes who simp are just it's more of a feminine type of approach, and women like that. It makes them feel good, but then at some point they realize that that has no structure at all. That's the biggest thing that a simp messes up at, and that's the biggest thing that he's missing is structure because he lets her have her way with everything, and that's what we get to the pushover part. He's a pushover, so she eventually is gonna go with the alpha dude. She might even date the simp, but she's always gonna have that dude on the side that has structure. That dude that's not gonna let her get away with everything. That dude that's gonna tell her how it's gonna go. That dude that's gonna tell her we going on a date here, not where you want to go, what you want to do. No, this is what we about to do. That's what
What's
women go for.
what's the difference between a simp and a Casanova though?
I don't know what a
Nah,
Casanova is.
that's an
You have to
old school
explain that
term
to
for
me.
player, by the way. Nah, player. So damn. Oh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into
Player
it.
and a simp. Player
I was
and a
like,
simp.
there's
The
a
same
huge
thing.
difference. There's a
But
huge
the
difference.
big
I
difference
feel like
is that
Mr.
the
Shan
simp,
gonna drop.
Yeah.
Mr.
the
Shan,
simp,
these are your words from your generation. Please
Res-
the
results.
explain the difference
Results. I
in the
think
chat.
the difference is results. A Casanova actually gets something at the end of it. Simps
Yes.
don't.
yeah, and simps don't have no mouthpiece.
Simps don't
Yeah,
get no
but
ass.
We got Russell Wilson.
Russell
As
Wilson don't have a mouthpiece.
what do you mean he don't have a mouthpiece? What do you mean?
Oh,
But
he don't
Russell
have the
Wilson's not.
gift
But
of
but
gab.
but,
He
but
don't.
Russell
Right.
Wilson is not a
Casanova,
Casanova. He's not getting chicks
he's
like
not.
that.
Listen,
Nah.
Casanova
But
always
but
scored.
Casanova has the gift of gab.
Yes.
Casanova can talk a woman out of her drawers.
Each and
Okay,
every
Amazing.
time. Each and every
And
time.
he can still be an alpha. He doesn't have to be a simp at all. He don't have
So
to
simp
persuade
can't
to
get
her
her out of her
way.
drawers?
It's almost as if this is it. Simps are trying to convince women
Mm-hmm.
that they're a good choice. Casanova woos a woman. You that she coming, dog. Like you see what I'm saying? When you see a dude
What's
like
your
literally
move?
Casanova drop his arm over her shoulder, like he doing his thing, and you what's that? What do they used to call it? That woman swoon, like you feel like she only got control of her fingers no more because this dude's
Whoa.
spitting in her ear like that. That's what Casanova Simps are trying to convince women that they're the better choice. Casanovas don't do that.
Yeah.
But they use both the same methods though.
yeah,
No, they
because Casanovas
Simps
know or
Simps will
think in their
downplay a
mind.
man. What you was
Casanovas
about to say?
know
Go
and
ahead.
think it. Casanovas know and think they're in their mind that they is the shit. Okay, so what they're not trying to. They are exuding this motherfucking
Yeah.
energy. Like, look, I'm that
Confidence.
dude. It's what it
Confidence.
is. You know
So
what I'm
like
saying?
Yeah.
that hit
Simp ain't
so
got that.
I
Yeah. I
recognize
think that's got to be built in you.
a recent day Casanova as the House of Hypocrites person. Yeah, the House of Hypocrites, is that the name?
say his name too many times, he'll pop up on
Yeah.
this shit. I promise you,
He is
Yeah.
he is the
he'll pop up on your ass.
modern day Casanova. Yes, that's what he is. As
Yeah.
soon as I heard him speak, I was like, yeah, you can get that. Yeah, you can get that because he's that kind of person. No, not me. I'm saying
Oh no, I'm like you
no.
said.
I'm saying
Woo!
he has that charm, but that stay the fuck away from. Excuse me, that kind of personality. He just has that kind of personality. So I noticed that. But now that you say there's a difference between Simp and Casanova, I can see the difference once I thought about it. Yes, it is. So are we
And
saying Russell
a simp.
Simpson is the simp? Is that what we're saying? Russell
Yeah. I
Simpson?
believe so. I believe so.
1,000%.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I
All right,
think
let's get
a simp is willing to downplay another man or men in general to get the attention of a female, and players ain't gonna do that at
Mm.
all.
But they are kind of successful, aren't they?
yeah,
To an extent,
Depends what we calling success.
I think Russell Simmons is winning, or whatever his last name is, Wilson. I think he's winning.
I think that's
I
a
disagree.
lottery win though. I think that's a lottery win. I don't think
It's not
Sims.
my money.
I don't think Sims get the women that they want majority of the time. They can probably get women, but it's not the women that they simping for.
They get
getting
the
other women that's in the
leftover.
background.
They don't get the
Yeah.
first pick. They get the last. They're the
The
last
women that
pick,
they
not the
simping
first.
to 9 times out of 10 they not getting. It's the woman that's reading the comment that he's simping to the other girl from that's gonna find him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
all right, let's get a point of view in there. What's going on, bro?
Hey, peace, everybody. How's it going? Trigger Mike. Excellent panel, excellent discussion. Salute to everybody in the chat. You know what I mean? So just to answer the initial opening thought, and then I got some notes real quick, super fast. So to me, simping is a man living 100% outside of his purpose. He's wasting energy, resources, and most importantly, most of all, he's wasting the one thing he'll never get back, which is time. Time he's given to women who will never marry him. Time he's given to women who will never validate him. Time he's given to women who will never make him what he wants to be in their mind. Period.
I like it.
All right. So and then also Heather Queen,
Yes,
you
sir.
had I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but you said I would just want to ask you, what type of men are more likely to care better for a woman when you brought up the caring thing? A man who's aggressively attacking the things of the world, or a dormant and passive man?
An aggressive man.
Okay, so then why would the simp be a better choice?
Because the simp doesn't mind. The simp doesn't mind doing and saying the things needed to soothe that female. He doesn't mind doing those things. An alpha doesn't want to do those things. A simp wants to soothe her road. He wants to soothe her ruffled feathers. An alpha doesn't want to do that. And a woman, at the end of the day, she wants to come in and be wanted for just how she walks in the door, not for what she can do, not for how beautiful she is, not how much money she makes. She wants you to love her the way she walks in the door. Stinky feet, wig, weave, whatever. She wants you to
That
love
just
her.
sounds weird.
That don't even sound like
No
that woman loves
man,
themselves. Why would a man love that?
I'm not loving the stinky feet and the stinky
Absolutely
weed.
not.
That's a
Absolutely
Well,
not.
flag on the
I
plate.
think most.
heard something.
That's
I
a
But
heard
flag on
something
the
that was
plate.
a little different.
He's
I got a question. Do
But hold on,
you
real
see?
quick. Let me finish up real quick. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, go
All right,
ahead.
so E.T. the Dragon, pushing and striving even during tough times, 1,000% right. Bucks or fucks, bro. That was excellently spot on. How you said that. Like, it's gonna be dudes who, when things get hairy, they're gonna want those guys. They want the warrior that's in the garden, not the gardener in the war. Ever. Don't let them lie to you. While everything is peaceful and calm now, all that stuff is cute. But if they was in Ukraine, they would like, yo, brothers, can y'all please get to the front of that line?
Yo,
Can y'all please not be trying to run on that train before us? And let me see it. King Spark was 100% correct. The man your girl want to cheat with is who you should be, as Kevin Samuels has said. RIP to the homie. And I'll just leave it with this one: Casanovas versus Simps. Y'all all spoke on it, but the confidence. That's really what it is. It's the confidence. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your account. We've all seen this. We've all been up. We've all been down. We've all had good days and bad days. But if our confidence was there, the women who are around us, the teams that was around us, they knew we would get it back up and we would take care of them, because we never let that stuff fold. So salute to the men who never let those type of things fold. And you ladies, y'all know y'all really love those type of brothers. And the Simps, they're cool. They're like a hit of crack though. Like, once it's over, like, what do you have? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
But why
I'll
do
leave it there.
Hey,
But why
you
do we
had
still have
you.
why do we still have the divide that we do? If that is what you say, why do we still have the divide that we have?
Which divide?
The divide where women keep saying, "I don't want the alpha. I don't want that per." I
What
want
women say that?
a lot
I
of
ain't
women.
never
Really?
heard that.
That's not true. Most women say they want a protector, a
women say that.
provider. They want.
Women say
I'm
that.
sorry. Go
Women
ahead.
say that. Women say that they don't want the alpha, but that's not true. They lie to each other and they lie to themselves. You cannot change your instinctual nature. You can only talk about it. Well, I really want this. Yeah, you really want a beta to take care of you and provide for you. But when an alpha walks into your life, you know him when you see him. You can't help but react.
But she wants him to soothe her way. Alpha, beta, simp, however you want to do it. She wants him to
Heather
soothe.
Queen, what happens to men after they become these soothers of women's ways? What are the comments they make amongst their circles of their aunties and their cousins and their nays?
Come on now.
I'm sorry, say it again. I'm sorry, say
What
it
are
again.
the comments made about these men who acquiesce to women's demands when those men aren't around in circles of women or around the men that they actually like to hang out with who, get to hear all the secrets? What are the comments made?
Well, it depends on the woman. Are we
No,
talking?
come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
Are we
You're in a safe
speaking of
space.
mature women?
You're in a safe place. Come on now.
I'm saying, are we speaking of mature women or are we speaking of childish women?
We're speaking of the general consensus of women who have men around them who completely acquiesce to their demands, drop everything to come to their every beck and call. What do they genuinely feel about those men?
It depends on how he treats her. Really, if
they feel like he's not a good leader.
No,
And they have
no
respect. They have no respect. You cannot respect someone who kisses your behind like 24/7. 24/7. You cannot respect a man like that. You can't. A woman can't. She will lose respect for that man. She will, if she ever had it, she will lose it. If there is no line defined by any man, and that she can cross any kind of line she wants to, she's gonna tell that with her girlfriend. She's gonna radiate that. She's gonna try. She's gonna try you. You cannot try an alpha. An alpha will not have it.
So if you're an alpha,
all right, we gotta table the alpha discussion. Let's get my man Simp Panderson in here, and then I'm gonna read super chats. We're gonna get another question going. Go ahead, Cam. Open it up.
You gotta do the voice, man. Do the voice.
I see you in the back too, BA. I'll bring you up in a moment.
Oh, if Trigger Mike lets me read the super chats, then I'll give you the voice. But to be honest, I don't understand a word anything I've said in the last 30 minutes. There's a new language called YouTube talking point. Simp, betas, alphas, man is on his purpose. 32% of men are high value. What the hell are y'all talking about? Come up with one original thought, just one. I hear about Russell Wilson in that damn Sierra dress one more time. Why do y'all worship that man in that damn dress? It was like 6 months ago. Y'all gonna be 80 years old. Lord. Here we go. Come on. But anyway, here's the deal. Why do you care if women want simps or not? Simp and go simp after or not? Why do you care how many dudes are alphaed out? And let's be real, most people aren't alphas, they're followers. That's why they're regurgitating damn fake-ass talking points every day. Because they don't have any original thoughts of their own. Most of them are a damn lie. That's all I got. But ladies,
all right, let me get these super chats read.
I can be reached at 888.
$10. Mike, I don't trust any man that when he sits down, his pants come up almost to his knees. I wouldn't trust him.
Hey, let me read the super chat.
Go ahead, bro.
Jonathan Barronville, $4.99. Dwayne Wade talks his nuts in before he talks to Gary. He took your son's nuts, then he has to tuck it in, shaking my head.
Look at you.
Jonathan Barronville, Gabrielle Union would be like, lower your voice when talking to me. Yes, ma'am.
Alfie, appreciate the super chat, bro. Go ahead.
Original, everything else is carbon copy. $5 more. Yeah. Most of our men back down easily because they're used to dealing with boisterous, bossy mamas. So they're already broken down by the time we get them. Shout out to the nation of Wigwam for breaking down these men. Original everything else carbon copy. Another $10. Cha-ching. Women won't tell you, but we need structure. We need boundaries. No one's going to say what they want. But it's so attractive. A man who don't play and get stuff done. Ladies, I'm your man. I'm sick. $9.95 an hour.
All right. If you just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Y'all crazy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
On the greatest network there is, the Lapeef Network on YouTube. Thank y'all for coming through. We got more. Hold on one second. So thank y'all for stopping those, sending those super chats. Appreciate that. So for this next topic, and keep supporting the show. Thank y'all very much. We got an all-star panel up here right now. I see you in the back, BA. Let me get this next question rolling. I'm bring you up to answer. So, quick story, backstory. I'm about to play a clip, and on this clip, I do. You know, my name is Trigger Mike. I do like to arouse people's thinking when I say stuff, but in fact, let me play the clip first, and I'm gonna give y'all the synopsis after the fact. All right, stay tuned for the clip, y'all.
From that side.
What's wrong? Want me to put you in timeout?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let me get calling, okay? Put my girl in no timeout. How much time she gave you?
40 minutes.
40 minutes? She gave me 60 minutes.
What?
All right. So I don't like, I'm gonna tell y'all outright, I hate that type of shit. I absolutely hate anything that depicts black men in a docile and subservient type of man. So I always comment on that. And you already know, as soon as I commented, the B-dubs went nuts, bro. They went nuts. They went absolutely nuts. You're insecure, you're this, you're that. So basically I said, and this is a public service announcement. In 2024, we are no longer allowing any depictions of black men as docile or subservient to their women. I know it's supposed to be a joke. I know, but it's just not funny no more. What do y'all think?
I think it's funny.
I agree.
And
all right, so
somebody else
we're
go
gonna
first.
hold on, we're gonna start with EBD. I'm gonna drop down so BA can come up, then we're gonna go around. Just delegate. So the question on the table is: should black men stop allowing themselves to be depicted as docile and subservient to black women? Why or why not? EBD, well, take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that statement. And I'll just quickly go. I know everybody's got thoughts on it, but we can't be depicted as idiots, morons, and weak men. I mean, first of all, we never were. Second of all, when we're talking about this modern culture, right, of simps, simps can only be mostly created by women, not by other men, right? When you're raised by your father passes along to you, hey, this is where the line is, don't cross it. And we kind of take on these kind of characteristics from boyhood to manhood and such and such. You take it with you to work, you take it with you to school, you focus on your game, and you're good, right? When it becomes a rudderless ship, when you're raised by women, right? Because you're not sure of anything. The only thing you know how to do is how not to piss a woman off and acquiesce to her demands. So it takes you a lot longer to find your manhood. You got to find it from somewhere else, a role model, something like that. But in 2024, we have to get back to this culture where black men coming out the gate have a purpose, and they need to stay on their purpose until they find what they're looking for, have a goal and reach that goal, and not get distracted, right? Because women are distractions from your main purpose. So as long as we pass that along and pass rules, pass the game to the younger generation, then we won't be raising another generation of simps, right? We'll be raising another generation of men who build, men who create, men who ain't about that life, that simp life, right? The days of Disney is over. The days of the White Knight, Captain Save-A-Ho, all that's going to be coming to an end. We're just not going to. There's just certain things we're just not going to tolerate and acquiesce to, because that time is over, right? I mean, we've been in postmodern feminism for 50 years, and look where it's got us. And if it ain't working, we're not going to acquiesce to it, and we're not, So that's just my thought on it.
It's a whole nother show.
Next man, what you got? You a damn simp? What you got?
I personally think men that do shit like that deserve everything they fucking get. His girl, his wife, baby mom, she need to cheat on him, take her for all his money, and do the nigga dirty. I can't stand men like that. You know what it is? When men do shit like that, I don't know, what was that, on TikTok or Facebook or something? They post shit like that, right? And you know what they want, right? They want a whole bunch of likes from women, and they want a whole bunch of women to come in their DM and be like, yo, that shit was cute. I like that. You're a good father. You're this. You're that. That's what they're doing, and that's another form of fucking simping to try to get the woman. That's all that is. That's all is. I can't stand men that do that shit. It looks stupid. It looks corny, and that's just how I feel.
All right, King Spark.
I'm gonna say yeah, it was a thoroughly disgusting video, but I'm gonna say in 2024, of course men should not put themselves in that position, but I also advocate for women to be women. Like Kevin would say, put your dick up. In that video, it was basically depicting the woman was the authority figure, and not only is she going to check the child, but she's also going to check her man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, stop acting like y'all could whoop us. Y'all can't whoop our ass, okay? Stop barking down on your dudes like y'all really going to do something, right? Because when the shit play out, what's going to happen? You going to call your brother, and your brother going to get his ass knocked off coming to try to help you with some bullshit that you done started, right? So since we don't want to do that, in 2024, I advocate for ladies to accept their roles and be women and be dainty and be soft and feminine and cute and damsels in distresses and all of that. That's what I advocate for in 2024. That's all I got.
Is ghetto point of view. What you got?
Yo, man, you guys are killing it right now. So to me, the docile image of black men in media, we definitely got to throw that away, man. I don't know if you guys ever used to see those cereal, not even just the cereal commercials, but all those commercials where they would constantly show men just laying on the couch, like we have no use around the home, like we don't do anything, and that narrative has been being spun in the media for generations. It only is intensified when it comes to brothers. And we have to do a better job of controlling our own narrative. And with these platforms, with the media, with what people are doing, with things they're putting together, it's definitely, we're going to see a change. It's just going to take time and constant endeavors from people like ourselves. Just real quick, Enter the Dragon, you killed it. And just to piggyback off you were saying, single moms to me recess men's maturation and growth. Like, so then you got to get out of that house. You got to either join the military. You got to find older men who will whoop you and put that understanding in your head. And hopefully you don't have to go to jail to get it. Because like a lot of brothers, unfortunately, they don't become men until they go to jail. And then the older brothers in jail got to school them. This is not what you want. Let this 2 to 5 year bid be the bid you do. And don't become a lifer. Don't be up here. Figure out what you really want for your life. And unfortunately, far too many of our men have to go through the most damning situations in their lives before they get through that growth and maturation process. And a lot of that is because they in single parent homes. You a damn simp. And not only is that simping, to me, those vids arguably are like for validation. And it's like men don't seek validation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to do things that no one agrees with. And you got to just stand on that square. You got to have everybody hating you. But you understand that for better or worse, you're making the best decision you can for for yourself and those you love. And trying to seek a bunch of validation online is literally the opposite of the antithesis of that. That's all I got.
Mr. Payne.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff already. I don't want to just keep adding to the same thing. One of the things that we have to do is learn how to control the media. And you think that we would get a guy like Tyler Perry, who's the worst offender of making men look like buffoons. Like with all the power he's got, he's the kind of guy we would need on our side to change that narrative. With just one good movie, just give us one good movie where a man stands on the square holding his dick and he runs shit. I mean, but he won't give it to you. He won't. I mean, he's going to be one of the most powerful movie moguls in the world, and he could change the narrative. So what we have is this manosphere, which, we take a lot of hits because there's a lot of red pill rage and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, men are being, depicted as buffoons. And if you're a black man, if you watch a lot of movies like me, if you're a black unknown male actor, you're also a butt buddy. They're turning them all gay. So you're not only subservient to the woman, you like men. So it's just a bad look all the way around, man. So
hey, Payne, I hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna piggyback with you, Payne, real quick. That's the only way the general society is gonna accept you is if you soft. They don't
Yeah,
want no real niggas standing on their square.
yeah.
That's the real threat
But,
to
let me
who's
just
in
let me, let me
power.
let
But
me
go
just keep
ahead,
going.
finish what you're saying.
That's why
Yeah.
I was so upset with Black Panther 2 when they didn't recast T'Challa. And the Marvel Studios, those guys knew that they had to take that Black King off the screen. And they just stopped the narrative. And they put all these women in charge. The Woman King 2, that's exactly what it was. And it wasn't see, a lot of people don't understand Marvel is an image company. They can't have an image of a black man ruling the world like that. I mean, because I was a comic book reader. T'Challa, after the first one, he was pretty much the world leader. He was standing on the square. And you know what? Here's another thing. So many images were in that. Because the one woman who loved the man, who loved the king, they killed her ass off in the movie. That was the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm just telling you, man, this image is all over the place. And, we got this little, YouTube, which is a huge thing where we can start to express the fact that men need to stand on their square because it's the one square that we can't compromise on. So there you go. I'm going to leave it there. So the passing off to my man over here is Simp Anderson. Okay.
I got you. All right. Well, let's see. Oh, hang on. B is the new one on the block. Go ahead. We'll start down
put
there.
BA on first, man.
Go ahead.
Okay. So first and foremost, shout out to the panel, everybody, especially Queen. We had a previous conversation on a previous live, but all of you brothers are on point. I can't add too much to what you guys have already said because you guys already tapped on to it. But I would say we do have to control the narrative when it comes to social media. Everybody already knows, but they may not admit that the Black American man does hold influential power on a global scale, within or without social media. And just like a lot of brothers already said on the panel that, nobody wants us to control the narrative because they don't want us to be in that place. Right. So, I wanted to touch on other previous topics too, but I'm going to let everybody touch on this one first. So I'm gonna let King go ahead and speak.
All right. Miss Queen.
Yeah. I hated that video. I hate that they portray our men like that. And I hate that women would applaud such a thing. I mean, I hate you would put something like that out into the ether and let everybody see such a thing when we have such strong black men on this planet. I hate it. It just makes me cringe when I see something like that and then I see people doing videos like that. It's just hurtful. It is hurtful to our men. It's hurtful to the family. It's hurtful to everything that we are supposed to be doing and trying to be doing as a unit and a black dynamic. And when you tear the black man down like that, it's just one piece at a time. I have never really went in on watching Tyler Perry movies. I can't stand that. I can't stand not the gay thing. I just can't stand that you don't have any strong black role models in your stuff when I know there's strong black men walking this planet. So when I see somebody denigrating the image, whether they black, white, Chinese, Orient, whatever, that pisses me off because I know that we have images out there that would just be astronomical. And when we had T'Challa, I mean, it was like everybody got behind that image, right? And then they would have to kill him off, and then make an assumption that we're going to have a female T'Challa. I really didn't like that. So when I see things like that, I say, take it off the screen. That's garbage right there because you can do better pictures of black men on this planet every day, every hour, if you want to. That's all I got to say.
Good point. JT.
I mean, this is just a product of feminism, man. This stuff been here way before me and probably way before most people on this panel. I don't even think dude realize how bad that really affect the community and as a whole. And I mean, this isn't even just a us issue. This is a men's issue in general. But I agree with his ghetto point of view. It's amplified when it comes to the black man for some reason. So Tyler Perry, all I gotta say about Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. He's about his money, and if this stuff is incentivized, this has been a part of the program long before we could even recognize it was. And if Tyler Perry could have made more money making a masculine black man as a leader, he would have did it. That's all I gotta say about him. He's doing what gets him his money, and that means making the black man look soft and weak. So we all hear when people say the saying that if you take the men out of the community, you can take it over. Well, they cracked the code when it comes to that. They realize that they don't have to take the men out of the community. They can just shame the men for being men, and that way you still get the labor and the benefits, the heavy lifting of a man, but you feminize the man so that he no longer has control over his community. And so that's what I think all of this boils down to, and that's what it all goes back. It makes the community look bad. I think he genuinely feels like he's just playing with his daughter and he's making a TikTok video, but he's not really seeing the deeper image that it's ingraining in our kids, how other people look at us, and the black community as a whole to say, okay, well, obviously the women control it. So I don't know. It's sad.
Nah, I got you. I hear you. King, what you got on it?
First off, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let me ask y'all a quick question. Why is Derek Jackson so damn rich right now?
For simping.
For
And he's a
simping
fraud.
and what else? And what else? What did he do?
Pandering.
He
He created a
Derek Jackson,
sales funnel, so all the sipping he was doing led to book sales.
Derek Jackson did something.
He cheated on his wife.
Derek Jackson did something that Steve Harvey is doing. Derek Jackson did something that Tyler Perry has done for years, and that is they fed the female ego. What is the quickest way to rise to immortality, whether that's mainstream media and or through social media? You feed that female ego, and they cannot do that. They cannot accomplish the goal without doing what? Tearing down the man. Them degrading the men. They have to. That's how you get there. Derek Jackson was just like every other man. Do y'all remember the movie Deliver Us from Eve? When after LL hit it, they was laying on the floor, and he was like, every woman wants to believe that their man is different. No, we are all the same. I'm just like every other man. But when you feed that female ego, that is how you go to a completely a completely different level. That is why women are 80% of the consumer base. It's because they control spending in this country. So if you want the bag, if you want that, if you really want to make it to that next level, you got to feed the female ego. And they cannot do that. They can't accomplish it without destroying us. So the choice is ours. We either accept it or we fight back or stop complaining about it. But the blueprint is out there, and it's been out there for a very long damn time.
I got you. Simp Anderson, I think it was the last one on this topic, Simp Anderson, and then we can probably chop it up.
I'm sorry, but after the things I'm hearing, I'm just going to have to say it. The trolls are going to have to take over because y'all have failed. Once again, a whole army of men. We gotta go take steroids. We gotta go to the gym. We gotta power ourselves. I'm thinking, I'm thinking World War III is a desert storm. No, look outside. 3 baby mamas with rollers in their head. Everybody unite to go attack the weakest source on the planet, the Wigosaurus masculine baby mamas. And you wonder why they ragdolling the men all up and mollywopping them up and down the street. Oh man, then it's the blackity image. See, they's trying to attack the black. But y'all watch the stuff and click on it and view it and all that every day and marinate in it and argue and black, bliggity black, the women's. That means that the women are stomping that ass out, ragdolling, mollywopping, slamming, going in your pockets, ragdolling up and down the courtroom, the street, the bank. They pretty much they run things. You might as well freaking submit. But instead of submitting to them, just submit to the trolls. We're undefeated. We didn't run the panels from the east, the west, the north, the feminist panels. Trolls run this thing. Shout out to the troll Illuminati, especially my trolling 60s. If you're a trolling 60 in the chat, stand up. That's all I
got. Jesus Christ.
All right, that's everybody on it. Go ahead.
I bet. Yeah, but I agree, man. Y'all were cooking on that. I just feel like, or I just think rather, we as men, you really have to stop allowing those depictions because listen, let me just read some of the comments if I can even find them. Of course, they called me insecure. You insecure, secure men. First off, ladies, I gotta be real with y'all. What makes y'all think y'all define what real men are? I hate when y'all say that. Real men do blank and blank. Y'all don't define what real men do, are or aren't. It's crazy.
They are insecure, sir. They are. Let's be real.
Yeah, I don't get it, but
it's shame. It's a language. It's sign language. It's shame. It starts with shame.
Me. And the part that was funny is that one lady was like, "You sound like the weakest man on here." Do you know that? And I said, "Or the strongest." And look, I like when women say stuff like that because I said, "Or I'm the strongest," and I wouldn't expect a woman to know which is which. So you got to understand, most modern simps ain't saying shit because I'm not trying to ingratiate myself with women to gain favor. I'm not. So, I just think at some point enough is enough because you don't see Ahmed allowing himself to be depicted like this.
So how we going?
You don't see Olu allowing himself to be depicted like this, and it's not even the men. I want people to pay special attention to the women. The women don't want their men, their sons, their brothers depicted in this fashion. So the funniest part about it is that I don't think a lot of black women understand that y'all are fake power drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You love that depiction of you in charge. But just like we made the distinction with women in their natural role in Ukraine, when the shooting start, all y'all going back to your natural role. Your power drunkenness is fake. None of y'all gonna pick up the AR-15 and come shoot with me. So sit your ass down. You see what I'm saying? So men, those women automatically understand that these men protect us. They understand a man's value. They're never going to want their men depicted as weak, ever. So that's something I think that's lost, especially in the black community. You got to get that back. And to me, priority one is getting these depictions of men being docile and subservient to their women out of here.
So how do we?
Hey, I got a question. How we do that if it's incentivized?
So somebody said it too. It might have been Mr. Rich. It might have been R. Payne. He said we have to. We don't need Tyler Perry to start making movies in our favor. We actually don't. What we need to make sure his depiction is false. Because the funny thing is that Hollywood always got its own thing to do. But just like I said that those action movies made for women don't ever break the box office because people know a woman ain't whooping a dude's ass in real life. They done remade Charlie's Angels. That shit flop. Charlize Theron and made countless female action. Them shits flop because ain't no woman punching a dude in the face and rolling them on the ground. That dude gonna choke her ass out, break her neck, and be like, what is this? Movie over, right? So we have to make that depiction 100% the opposite of what is going on the ground level. And then all of a sudden his narrative won't be popping no more. It's going to start to hit his pockets. And then all of a sudden he's going to want, well, I've always felt like black men were, he just going to naturally come over to this side. So that's why I say men need to actually focus, like we said, on purpose, but also all black men can do is take care of your own house. That group of men that do that build their own community, right? Because like minds be like, I see you over there. I know life is hard. I see you taking care of your kids over there. I see you over there. When you make that group and you make the truth something different than what he's depicting, I think that problem will solve itself, but it does take time.
But is that ever going to happen, Mike? You know what I'm saying? Do you think that's ever going to happen? It's too many niggas around. Like how you say, I hear you say, focus on your purpose a lot, and that is excellent. But when I hear that, I'm like, you got to understand, there's a lot of dudes, let's just keep it 100. There's a lot of dudes that don't get pussy. So when they don't get pussy, they're not going to focus on their purpose, which is why I don't think shit will ever change. You feel me?
It's gonna change. I think my wife said it best.
I hope so.
So here's how. So everything you said was 100% correct, but we got to understand that this is not the first time societies have fallen because of feminism.
Yeah.
Every major empire has gone through this shit already. We're arrogant to think we're the first people to do it.
Correct.
It's already happened. The Greco-Roman time, Egyptian empire, feminism and egalitarian politics is what has toppled every major empire. So really what's going to happen is women don't realize this, right? It's really the men's fault, of course. When you enable women this way, they weaken your society because they weaken your children. Look at how they do it now. Men do when men do what's right, other men gave the women the power to do you wrong and take your children and impress their false ideology on them, right? So what's really going to end up happening is it's going to have to be a whole lot of suffering. Women aren't just doing these behaviors and it amounts to nothing. The kids that we already see that the kids that they're going to end up birthing, the kids they raise go wayward. They end up in jail. These women we're going to have the largest single woman population in history at any country by 2030. So this is going to have real life implications in America. These women, we're going to have more female homeless than we ever had. All that shit is going to make a baby girl that just got born today, when she's 20 years old, be like, I don't want this shit.
So what is
and we're going to be the historians telling her, you want to know how these women got here? You want to know why I ain't got no pot to piss in? Let me tell you a story about feminism. It's going to be slow, but that's society always finds a way to correct itself because they say give a woman an inch, she going to take a mile. They've taken the mile, right? But society always goes back to, this is why we've always gone back to traditionally men being the head of the household, right? Because they're going to ruin everything and they're not going to fix nothing. And they're going to go back to their regular role because it's what keeps them safe.
You think the genie going to get back in the bottle?
No, that's why I said there needs to be suffering. Like these people need to die harsh deaths, and their story needs to be told in a harsh way.
And the genie needs a new bottle.
Lost causes.
The genie needs a new bottle.
A lot of lost causes and fallout.
Yeah, but on your side, you have the simps.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you all
It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that because they have a system that's a simp now. Because women are not empowered just by simps. They're empowered by politics as well. Now the problem that women seem to have is I control the household because if this man steps out of line, I can pick up the phone at any time and call Mr. Government to come in this house and check him.
So you're saying the simps run the world.
Yes.
No.
They do run the world. There are laws. So basically, remember, at the center of all this, man, my man James Carter from Rush Hour gave y'all the cheat code in the movie. He said, follow the rich white man. In every crime, there's a rich white man waiting for his cut.
Right.
So money is at the center of all of this. By enabling women to be free of men, you double the tax revenue instantly. Money is at the center of all of this. But now what they realize is, oh shit, if women have any kind of power, they won't work or cooperate with their man as an asset. They'll be a liability to the whole family and break the whole family. So now you won't get a chance to enjoy that money or that tax revenue when you got a mass shooting every other day from emotional ass kids raised by single mothers. So this is all the stuff that's going to make it come back into the center, because I told y'all I'm a part of a group called the African Conservatives Assembly. Every single thing that has happened in the last few years, someone in that assembly has done it. They the ones who wrote the bill for it. So when you saw the repeal of Roe v. Wade, I saw that 2 years ago, right? So they're working on something where a woman cannot take possession of a man's biological property. What do you think is going to happen to that? That means a woman can't take your kids and make you pay for your own biological property. They're about to do all type of shit to put it back in the man's favor, only because you cannot create a society without family. And
yeah, but how
they
would
start turning it around? That policy got to change first. That's got to be the first step. Is that change in policy that's going to bring it back?
That's going to bring it back. You're right.
Yeah, but how does that be a plus for you all if we can't take property of your biology?
Give us our kids, meaning you can't take our kid. Less incentive to break up the family. So what I'm saying is that women will think twice before even having a child if they know they're losing that child to the man.
And
you
benefits.
Cannot take his biological property from
you. Should have saw my video the other day that I made 5 things that women need to do in order to not have teenage single mothers. And I believe that was a part of it, what you were talking about. You need to take responsibility of taking the kids from their fathers because they need to have their fathers in their life. And you cannot just raise a child on your own. There's things that you have to do in order to raise a productive human being. And without a man, you can't do that, period.
So let me tell you, I already gave y'all a little bit of what I added to that bill, because naturally when people divorce, they're going to divorce for all kind of reasons, right? And men divorce women. So the part that I added to that, I said, you know what? Because you can't take a man's biological property and make him pay for it, and the state can't mandate him to pay for his own biological property, naturally what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to split things. So that means that at the age of 9 years old, every woman mandatorily has to give her child up to their father, and she has to pay him child support. If you tell that to these women, boy, how many legs you think gonna close in a day? What? I gotta pay him.
Yeah, a lot.
Huh?
That and I think the whole dynamic would change if men by default got custody of their kids. And I'll just roll with me this way. If you roll it back about a couple of decades, maybe about 2, and men are by default, since it's their biological child that comes out, they're with the father. The father's going to have a much more stable environment, stable relationship. There is no I don't need no woman culture. So therefore, the relationship that they have with next woman is going to be far more stable. That teaches the son and the daughter what a functioning relationship looks like during their upbringing. Then we won't have these simps. We wouldn't have as many simps as we had now.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's get the super chats read in the next joint coming up. Charles Key Sr., $5. Simp plus passport equals Black Kang. We was Kang.
I can read super chats if you'd like, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
No cupcake zone podcast. $1.
Speak up.
Most women suffer from cases of cognitive dissonance. That's a damn lie. Someone just ugly. Anyway, original everything is a carbon copy. $10. Women are masculine. We think it's cute to act like dudes. As a teenager, I thought that way too. But I asked God to make me into what He created me to be. My religion puts men and women in their proper role. Oh, Jesus!
Just cut off.
Jonathan Berryville, $4.99. Cap. The biggest simps be the dudes who get vagina and claim to be alpha. A simple example is the dudes who be telling fat women that they're thick.
Oh, Simps be clapping fat joints. They do. He's right. Simps be clapping fat joints.
That's why I said, they can still get women. Depends.
Yeah. I got a little pushback for that. I would say that dudes who get, I would say it this way. Let me say this. Let me say this.
Somebody.
Hold on, because I'm about to keep it real with you real fast, okay? dudes that get vagina don't discriminate. Okay,
That's a
they
fact.
got to knock them all down. Okay,
That's true.
everybody got to get some love.
No,
That's true.
no,
Okay,
no. Pre-select dudes discriminate. They discriminate.
No, just no. There's some dudes is
But
raw
I
dog.
think they'll say,
and
I think
Jimmy.
they gonna say they'll knock their fat ass down instead of thick though. I think they call
Yeah.
it what it is. I knocked her fat ass down, not her thick ass down.
you know I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you why though. It's a,
YouTube's alpha. Every dude has fit, feminine, friendly, and all the rest of the talking points lined up in their living room. You know when they click the red X, they're on the interstate on I-45, flying to get to the close Wigasaur with a 3-story wig with windows in it, simping, emptying out their bank account, raw dogging. 3 months later, they're on the panel. It's the women, the court, the women. It's the same thing. Am I wrong?
Nah, you're not wrong. Are you read this one?
No.
$4.99. Dudes be like, I got 200 bodies. But fam, 195 of them look like Shrek'd up.
That's not cap.
That sounds about right.
Not Shrek. All right, if y'all just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. Thank y'all for all your support today. I didn't have to bring any strippers behind my head. We must be having a fire conversation. I see how y'all be tricking on all these ladies shows. So please trick on this show today. Feel free. All right, what we got for the next question, man? This next question stems from the Lapeef show like 2 weeks ago, because I haven't gotten clear answers on this shit yet. I don't even have a clip, but they're talking about Superman versus Clark Kent. Does everybody understand that thing? So
go ahead, explain the dynamic.
Do you want Superman or Clark Kent? Explain. So this is kind of the thing we're talking about with the simp thing. You got to understand who Superman is and what he represents and who he actually is. He's very stoic. He loves Lois and all, but he ain't got time for that, like her bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But Clark Kent is a dude that makes time for her and all that type of stuff. So anybody that can explain this dynamic in detail, please, you got the floor.
So Superman's your man, right? First of all, that you're talking about Superman, which implies that he's above a normal man. He's above average. Yes. I would say that in today's to apply it to modern day society, you're talking about a high value man, someone who can go around the world doing this, doing that, versus your beta male, which is what Clark Kent is. He acquiesces to Lois Lane. He's getting her juice. He's fetching her thing. But she doesn't respect Clark Kent. She's in love with Superman, which is the same person, but she's never gonna know it, right? Because in her mind, Clark Kent and Superman are two different people. To the world, that's how you see it, right? They're the same person, but only the audience is gonna know that. But when we're talking about relationships, Superman may have a thing for Lois Lane. They're in love, right? But she'll never acquiesce to Clark Kent. Clark Kent is not getting any draws from Lois Lane at all, no matter what he does.
But isn't Superman the Captain Save-A-Ho though, right? Because he's the one. Clark Kent has to turn into Superman to start to save her though.
No. Superman exists. Clark Kent is made up.
Superman is the only superhero who's disguised as Clark Kent.
He's disguised as Clark Kent.
The rest of them is the other way around. Right. But the dynamic with Lois Lane is, I don't know if I was a big fan. I thought at some point Clark Kent did bust that down at some point.
That's what I'm saying.
No. It's when she found out that Superman was Clark Kent.
Yeah, but she didn't say
she jumped out the window.
Now, let me just say this. She didn't say go put your Superman costume on in the bedroom. she gave me some booty as Clark Kent, right? She didn't say, well, I can't stroke you unless you put the cape on.
She liked them both.
But it didn't matter how I was going to say. It didn't matter how he dressed though. It was the man that he was, not how he dressed.
He had both of those both of them had qualities that she liked.
Right.
So she was cheating on one with the other. That's what you telling us.
So the real answer is that these greedy ass women Like I told you before, they want it all. They want every
Hey, but
goddamn
y'all
thing.
want it
They
all.
want you to do
All y'all want it
everything.
all. But you all want it all too. You
No,
all
we
you want that.
don't.
You want that fit,
No.
feminine, friendly, submissive female. Yes, you do. You want everything. So
How
why
much
is
is
it that
that?
you?
Yeah,
Wait,
we're
wait, wait,
more
wait, wait, wait,
realistic.
wait, wait,
So why
wait,
is it
wait,
y'all
wait.
get to have
We
everything?
gonna start
Wait,
implementing.
wait.
We
Wait,
gonna
wait,
start
hold on,
implementing
hold on.
we about to start having a YouTube dress code because y'all in these strapless shirts, y'all be looking naked as hell.
To have but to have some, but to want one, but to want one,
Hey, the white man,
but to
But
want one woman, to want one woman is not
more.
greedy. To want one woman is not everything. To want
At
one
least we
woman,
gonna take care of you. What the hell y'all gonna do for us? Is you gonna take care of
Um,
us? Hell
are we
no.
forgetting? Are we forgetting the fact that Superman exudes masculinity while Clark Kent does not?
Exactly.
that's exactly what we explained. I
Yeah.
just explained it.
So what's
Yeah,
the problem? What's the problem with liking Superman and not Clark Kent?
No, I'm
they're
saying
the
that
same.
she
They're the
likes
same
both.
person.
She like
That
both
they're
of them.
actually not. They're not the same person.
They are the same person. That's what
No,
it
they're
is.
not.
Superman exists. Clark Kent is made up.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, so what's the problem with liking Superman again? Because
There
y'all
is no.
talking about it like
That's
it's a,
not. That's not the issue. That's not the issue of a problem. We're talking about the difference in the dynamics of Clark Kent being a made-up character, a beta male that acquiesces to Lois Lane, who will never get laid or respected by Lois Lane because she's in love with Superman, the above-average man, the man that can
Yeah.
fly around the world, the man that can catch an actual building, a man that exudes 100%, 1,000% masculinity. She's in love with that. She's not in love with Clark Kent. Clark
I'm
Kent keeps
saying
around.
he likes them both.
And he hasn't put
Clark
a
Kent.
The
Clark Kent
perspective
is
is
somebody.
alpha versus simp. That's the
he hasn't
Now,
perspective
put a
is
Bob.
alpha versus
kryptonite
simp.
condom on, or else he'd kill her.
Now, on
She
on the
should.
one hand, y'all talking about it as if it's a negative thing. So excuse me for taking it
Right,
as a negative.
right.
No, nobody is
But
talking about that.
maybe if he acquiesced to what's the face like and not be a dork, then maybe she'll choose Clark Kent as well. But it's
No,
so much
Trigger's
the
point
dork
was
part.
alpha versus
They
simp though. That's
they
what that
both
was the
have
point
qualities
was
that she
alpha
likes.
versus simp.
That's what I'm saying. Both of those men she likes. She likes the qualities from the one, and she likes the qualities from the other. She's just more highly attracted to the one who has the alpha quality. But that doesn't mean she couldn't be attracted to Clark Kent, because Clark Kent had good qualities too. He was smart. He was handsome. He liked the things she liked. He did the things she liked. Women like all of those qualities. It just depends on when that man stands out to her and says that he's going to make her road smoother. He's going to make her life easier. It just depends on what man steps forward and does that. It has nothing to do with, well, he's the alpha or he's the beta or he's this, that, and that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the man that comes along and smooths her road enough for her to say, yes, this is the man that I can be with. This is the man that I can deal with. And a man walking in the room talking about, let me drag you by the hair and you're going to do what I say when I say it and how I say it. That's not going to get you a modern day woman. A modern day woman is not going to deal with that. A modern day woman is going to say, I need a partner, not an overseer, not a person that keep telling me what to do. The modern women, that's what they're raging against right now. They want a partner where we be submissive to a certain extent, but we don't be all the way in the back where we got to walk behind you 10 paces. She want to
Hold on.
be right next to your hand.
Queen, why can't we tell you what to do?
It's not a matter of telling me what to do. It's a matter of saying, babe, can you go do this? Not take your ass over there and do this. Those
I
are
agree
two
on that. I agree on that point.
I don't
It's
think you have to say
I
it.
cooperation.
got,
I
I
don't
got,
think
I
you
got,
I don't think you have to say
I
it.
gotta say
I
Say
something.
you
think
better take your ass over there and do that.
What
I gotta
decision
say,
they got?
I gotta
Go
say
ahead. Go
something
ahead.
to that effect. I gotta say something to that effect. If you are waiting for a man to be all this that you just said, you're gonna remain single for a long time. Women don't choose men. Men choose women. Women accept men. You
we
guys have to
choose
understand
them.
that.
We
That's
choose
why.
you.
I
You don't
disagree
No,
choose
on
you
us.
that.
don't. You
I
do
can
not.
choose
You
to
do
say
not.
no.
We choose you. You don't choose
Guess
us.
what? Guess
Where
what?
y'all get that from?
Let me
Right.
ask you a
Women choose
question.
up.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you gone to a man and said, I'm going to marry you, and he
I'm
said
sorry.
yes or no?
Say it again.
Have you gone to a man and said to a man, I'm going to marry you, and he said yes or no? Have you ever done that?
No.
Okay, that means we choose you. You don't choose us. You accept us or reject us. We choose you. You accept or reject. You don't choose us.
Yeah, but if
So
you're not
you.
It's still
acceptable to
choosing to
us,
accept or
But that's
deny.
what I'm
It's still
saying.
choosing.
You have to either accept or deny. No, choosing means the person reach out. You have to accept, which means if I reach out my hand, you got to grab my hand. That means acceptance, or you're going to say no. That's rejection. You are never going to extend your hand to a man. A man will extend his hand for marriage. It's up to you to accept that hand or reject that hand.
okay.
That's the terminology that women don't understand. When you choose a man, you're out of order. You're out of order to choose a man. You accept or reject. If a man accept or reject, the man is out of order. It's a
This is
demand to choose.
this is
I
one of the
think I
few
agree to
times.
a certain extent.
This is one of the few times where our brother Ekene is absolutely correct. He's
Oh,
correct.
he's
Yeah,
correct.
but how are you going to get
Just
women?
right now.
How are you going to get women to go along with that premise? Are women going along
But that's why
or
women are single in the West by almost 70% because you guys
yeah,
are out of order.
but we could go
No,
anywhere in the
Earth
world
Queen.
and get
Women
married.
already accept that premise.
But we can
Women,
go
Nobody
anywhere in the
it,
world.
it's a
nobody in the
natural.
world,
It's a
nowhere in the
natural.
world will anybody
I
accept
disagree.
you to nowhere in the world except in the West. There is no place in the world outside the West that you go to choose a
Why
man.
do I know that that's wrong? Why do I know that you're wrong? It's because there's simps walking this planet. That's how I know you're wrong. As
But
long
y'all
as
don't
we
want
have
those
simps,
simps.
as long as we
I'm
have
about to
simps
drop y'all.
walking
Have a
the
good day.
planet,
You can troll Illuminati for life.
All right,
who
all right,
thinks that
Dustin,
I'm
go ahead.
telling the truth? Who thinks I'm telling the truth? As long as there's simps walking this planet, women will be able to do whatever they want to do because there's simps walking the planet. You
That's
keep
what I've
But
been
saying
those are the guys
trying to
that y'all
say.
don't want to be
that's
That's what I've
with.
it.
been saying. As long as they around, as long as they're
Well,
around,
hold
the
on,
woman is going
hold
to
on,
the power. And
hold
the
on.
simp got to stop. They got to
Simps have
stop.
always. I was like, they've always existed.
Yeah,
And
It's
they've
a
Yeah.
always
balance.
gotten women have always gotten what they wanted because of simp.
Except for
No. Right
relationships.
now, there's a
You
power
mean
dynamic.
tricks?
Yeah, there's a power dynamic shift because of the enablement of too much freedom. Everything happened. You got to understand how it works, though. We allowed feminism to happen, right?
Yeah.
So before it didn't
yeah.
exist, we allowed it to happen, and now
Okay.
we've gone into what? We're in the fifth wave of feminism, which is feminist extremism,
So
radical
we're not
feminism.
going back
So
into the
when you
power.
have
Yeah,
What are we
radical
radical
doing?
feminism,
feminism.
the natural extreme is going to come out the other end. Now you're going to have extreme conservatism, where dudes about to start locking chastity belts on their daughters and shit. So the other extreme is going to come out to meet this radical feminist time. So Simps have always existed. They just never had a significant enough influence in the power balance. Right now, they have a lot of influence, a
Yes,
lot of
they
money.
do. And we
So
will not see a
we're
change
gonna
in
go back to the
life.
way things were eventually.
And we will not
Society
see a
always
change
corrects
in
itself.
some time. We just
So
won't.
y'all saying that women don't choose simps?
Y'all said that's what they trying to say.
Well,
I'm
No,
telling them
women
so
the
do
truth.
choose. Women
let
definitely
me try to
choose simp,
put it.
but at the
Let me try
end
to
of the
put it.
day, they hate their decision. They look
Yeah.
at them. They don't respect that dude at
They
the
don't
end of the
respect.
day.
Simp,
They don't
So
simps,
respect
You
that
simps
all
dude.
exist.
don't
It
respect
never
Simps,
the
simps
simp.
lasts.
exist.
Calabas,
It never
Calabas.
Simps
You
lasts.
exist
all
in
If you
your
don't
friend
guys,
zone.
respect the
Hold
simp.
on,
if
y'all.
you guys, if
You
you guys
all
look at
don't
it this way, if you
women
get,
respect the simps. You all don't respect the simp. We can deal with a simp. We rather deal with a simp than get knocked over the head. We'd
Mm.
rather deal with
You're
a
You're
going
going
simp.
to
too far to the
extremes,
other
Do
though.
you think
extreme.
If you
Gabrielle
deal,
Union
You're
No,
respects
no,
D
You're
no,
going
Wade?
too
no,
far to the other extreme.
no, 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 no.
Do you think
If you
Gabrielle
deal with a
Union respects
simp,
D Wade?
she
huh?
probably
I
Do you
told you we
believe
would
that
rather
Gabrielle
have a.
Union respects
I,
D Wade?
I told you we would rather have a Russell Wilson than a Future. I told you we'd
That's
rather
not
have Russell
necessarily.
than a Future.
Now, how is Russell Wilson? This y'all call everybody a damn simp. I'm going back to the comments. I'll
He
holler
a
at
simp.
y'all later.
He a simp.
You know what? You know what? You see what the lady just said right now. You guys should believe what she said because she made a point, and her point is right. But guess what? Under which premise is she making that point? When a woman is between the age of 18 and 35, she wants a masculine man. After the age of 35, she can't get a masculine man anymore because a masculine man always wants her to be in order. She would then settle for a simp when she can't get what she wants. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Yeah, they
So,
will usually settle for a simp when they can't get what they want. She's right. They
well,
would rather look for a simp.
let me. I think it's a play on words because I don't even want to play semantics right now because
Yeah.
I don't recommend that any man ever get with a woman that does not respect them. And what I think is happening now is that when that is actually what is settling because women realize that they waited too long. They could have actually had an assertive, dominant man at one point in their life. And then naturally they realize that he is way too dominant. He's immovable. He's rigid. She won't have as much ability to negotiate. So I don't think it's actually choosing her square. They're seriously settling for the simp.
So
Because
why?
what you'll notice is women engage with men now in a 1 foot in, one foot in, 1 foot out manner. So I don't think she ever really chose him. She's letting him pay the bills. She's letting him be a stepdaddy to her kid. But the second, if she ever sniffs a better opportunity or the dude she really want get divorced, she out of there. She never chose that dude.
I'm saying to
Out
you,
of there.
Is that a
women
simp or a sucker?
want to have a
That's a sucker.
women
I don't
do
think
not
there's a difference.
mind.
I don't think there's a
Women do
difference.
not mind simps. Why? Because and I hate the word simp, but women do not mind simps because they're more in line with that feminist wave, and they believe in the equality of the races and this, that, and the third. They believe along the same lines as they do, or they pretend to, and so therefore she
Man,
feels more comfortable with that simp than she does
But
that.
so
What?
at the end
women
of the
have been
day,
I'm
into
not
it for
chiming
like
in on
but,
30
something.
years now.
look at it this way. What
Women
she
been
said is
equal for
also correct.
years now.
What she said is also correct because if you look at it this way, yes, women do want simp, but they want simp because they, like Trigger Mike said, the simp is going to take care of the child. The simp is going to take care of tolerate her mess. The simp is going to take a high body count. Check this out. Most masculine men are married. Most simps are single. Most better men are single. Most masculine men are married. That's the thing. There is no
Yeah.
masculine man that I know out there that is not married. Every single one of them that are my friends are married. Most of my friends that are simp or better are single.
I'm going to
So,
tell you.
it
I
does.
don't agree with
I'm gonna
that.
tell you like this.
I
I'm gonna tell
think
you like this. That
it's just
simp that
growing.
you want, that simp that you want, you talk about getting knocked over the head. Now the simp's not gonna knock you over the head, but when the dude come up in your house, you know what the simp gonna say? You can have that bitch.
Now, but
I don't
seriously,
even like her like
The
that.
I
funny thing
believe
is,
I believe the world the
is
way it is because there are simps, and I hate that word, but there's more simps than it is alphas walking around
That's
here.
right.
That's the way the
all due
world
respect.
is
That's the way
going.
it's always
Hey,
been. Yeah.
with,
That's the way it is.
Heather
There's a
Queenie,
Boston. There is Boston. That's true.
with all due respect, this is a classic case of cognitive dissonance. Like this is like textbook case of like, for instance, you're saying one thing, right? But we see another thing being done, but you're sitting there. It's almost, I'm not even gonna call you a
So I'm giving you
narcissist,
the
but I
cheat
mean, it's
code.
just like
So I'm
narcissistic right
giving
here.
you
It's
the
like you
cheat
keep
code.
telling men, I mean, like men that women want simps, but when we walk outside, we go to our job, we go to church, there's a completely different thing happening. And
Well,
you
you
like
shouldn't.
it's
Well,
like
you
it's like
guys
you
shouldn't be
look at the
presenting that
sky,
hyper
it's
masculinity. If you didn't,
then you're
if you
like,
didn't
nah, the
present
sky
that
ain't
hyper
blue, it's gray.
masculinity, women wouldn't chase after you if you didn't present that hyper masculinity that you all present.
Here's the thing, though. We got. I think you know the problem is we keep using the word simp wrong, aka
Right.
simp.
Right.
It's Yeah, a simpleton. Y'all gotta understand this, right? I've been using this word for 20 years. The word simp means you get nothing back in return. So so is Russell Wilson really a simp, or is he like a?
No. Russell Wilson, I keep telling this, I'm going to agree with you, bro. Russell Wilson, I keep saying this all the time. Russell Wilson is not a simp. He's more of a better man than a simp. A simp doesn't get anything in. He's more of a better man because a better man. Okay, look at what happened. Okay, let me say something to you, bro. The reason why people call Russell Wilson simp, which is a wrong word, but also has its merit to him being qualified as that, is because first, he's a better man, not a simp at first. But the reason why people call him simp is because he damn with all his wealth.
You said
He
the reason
didn't.
why
Russell,
The reason
Russell's
why they
not a
call him
simp.
simp.
Russell is a
No.
sucker. He a sucker
No.
Just say
Yeah,
it though.
Kingspat, check this out. The reason why people call him more of a simp than a better is because if that guy had a child before meeting Sierra, that would have been a different case. But he's a man with no single child. He was too qualified for her, but settled for her. So he's the one that settled in this situation.
But what if he's getting what he wants in return?
We gotta agree that simps don't get sex. Then if what you
No,
saying is
Simps
true,
don't
we have
get
to
sex.
agree that simps
That's
don't
why
get sex.
that's why I said he's a better man, not a simp. But because he then settled with her, then he married her. That's why they call him on the simp side. But he's a better man, not a simp.
Did you see that dress? Did you see
He's
that
more
dress
better.
she had on?
So
Did you see that dress Sierra was wearing?
Simps
That's better. That's
don't get
not
Did you
simp.
sex.
see the dress?
That dress is better. Is better.
He a sucker. If you can't tell your
He's a
woman,
sucker.
hey,
Yeah, you can call him
check out,
sucker too.
check this out, check this out, little mama. You gotta go back in there and change that. That ain't. We ain't going to the swingers club. We going out here on the red carpet. You gotta take
As
that
men,
off. He a
as
sucker.
men, we should
If
never.
you can't tell
As
his woman
men,
that.
as men, we should never tell our women what to wear. They should wear what they want
Yeah,
to wear.
but you can't. Why you in a woman's
Oh,
business?
that's horse. That's bullshit.
Oh, that's the most stupidest. That's the most stupidest thing I've ever had in my life. What the hell are you talking about? I can't tell my wife what to wear.
Okay, wait a minute.
How you gonna tell? How you gonna tell a woman what? How you gonna tell a woman what? How you gonna tell a woman what to wear? She's a grown woman.
No, stop it, man. Stop it.
Man. You really disappoint me, man. So if your wife wears an underwear with a bra and comes outside the house, you go with her?
Yes,
What's
I'm happy
wrong
with
with
that.
that? What's
I'm
wrong
happy
with
with
Hell
that.
no.
Capping.
You happy
Big
with her?
booty cap.
Guess what? Guess
booty
what?
cap.
Now as long as you happy with her, right? That's fine. But do you know where the problem
Trolling,
is?
man. He's
When
trolling.
people say something about
Y'all
your
should be happy
wife,
with it too. Y'all should be happy
no,
with it
no,
too.
no, I won't be happy with it because I'm
Hey,
gonna be
these
looking at
guys
your
are.
wife and
Hey,
I'm
he's
gonna
a
be saying
trolling.
shit.
He's a trolling 60.
I
He's a
know.
trolling
This is,
60. He from
There's
that gang, the
nothing
trolling
wrong.
60 that they were
There's
trying to warn us
nothing
about.
man,
wrong.
I will be saying shit about
He
your wife
trolling like a
in my channel.
Wait a
Wait,
minute.
hold on for a
Okay,
second.
okay. So
I didn't say this. I didn't say
go ahead.
this.
Go
Hey,
ahead, Payne. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you
Go
a
ahead.
damn simp. Let me ask you a question. And
Yeah.
we said this on the panel. I
Yeah,
think a man can simp even if he gets laid. If you look at the whole. No, wait, hold on for a second.
Go ahead.
There's other things that's not. Respect is one of the things he might never get from the woman he's simping for. She might reward him with a little butt from time to time to keep his ass simping. And then he might be called a trick after that. But still, the point I'm saying is, if you look at the definition, he may actually get laid once in a while, but he's going to go above and beyond to keep that woman, giving him a reward from time to time when she's ready. That's what I think.
Can I answer?
That's why Russell Wilson is too big.
I agree with you too. I believe
He's a
simps do
simp
get
with his
ass.
wife because she doesn't respect him.
Can I answer
And
that?
he took her in, he took her kid in, and she just doesn't respect him because a respectable woman would never come outside butt naked just about but her husband.
We're making assumptions about that man. You listen to this. Did you hear any white man talk about what she had on and he's a simp because she let that happen, or was it all?
When would you bring a white man into this discussion?
Hold on. Why is it that
Because white men will let you knock down their wife right in front of them.
You see, a black woman always seek a white man's approval.
Y'all stop talking over Queen. Let Queen talk. Talking over Queen.
EBD will second that. The white boys will let you knock.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
It's a different dynamic. Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
Nobody had a problem with the way she was dressed except black men.
So
Women.
Yes, because see, we are black men. We cover our women.
Hold on.
So what? We had a problem with it.
I went to several chats. I went to several female chats to see how the females thought about it. And it was overwhelming.
It doesn't matter. We are black men. We're supposed to be talking about it.
Yes, but I'm saying, why is it that only you as black men?
Because we're black men.
Because we are black men.
We are responsible for you.
We are responsible to protect you.
Because they're insecure. They insecure. They are insecure.
Yes, we are insecure. Man, you know what? You're right. We are insecure.
So insecure. They are so
yes, we are insecure because guess what happened? When somebody starts beating her up outside there, I'm a black man. I'm supposed to protect her. When somebody starts beating her out there, I'm supposed to protect her. Yes, of course I'm insecure.
You can't even protect your. How you gonna protect yourself?
Heathen Queen. Let me ask you a question. Heathen Queen. Let me ask you a question.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
What's wrong with us?
With you, Lord?
Well, hold on, Heathen Queen. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with us as black men being concerned how our women represent out in public? What's wrong with black men actually cheering?
There's nothing wrong with that. But this was a specific theme that she went. There were other people dressed like that, similar to her. White women dressed like that, similar to her.
We don't care about white women.
They jump off the bridge. Your friends jump off the bridge. You jumping off the bridge too?
Man, I don't know.
We're not. Wait. We're not responsible. We're not responsible for what any other culture does. We're responsible for women, for black women.
But what I'm saying is, it was a theme to the party that they went to. She just wore what was a theme at the party. Other women wore similar outfits. We just didn't hear or see about the other women wearing those outfits.
We don't care about other women. We care about black women.
But you can't dictate what a woman wears when she goes to a themed party?
Of course I will. I'm a black man. I will say, hey, your ass stink because you're a black woman. I will say that. What the hell are you talking about? I will say that. I don't give a damn if you're a white woman, then I'll put my eyes over there. But as long as you're a black woman, I'm saying shit.
On a wife beater. That's what we should be embarrassed about. You're like a wife beater on while you're on TV.
It's 92 degrees outside.
You got on a white beater.
It's about 77 degrees in here. So yeah, I'm wearing a white beater.
I come from the theme of it's too many simps, and I hate to say the word simp, but it's too many simps on this planet that are running things for the alpha male to jump in and say this is how it's going to be. It's too many of them around this planet. They are doing.
And guess what?
With the women.
You don't want them. You don't even want the simp because guess what? You are not going to marry that simp because when you marry him, you're still looking for the alpha.
Simps exist.
Simps are something you settle for when you can get that alpha. And as soon as that alpha shows up, you run away from the simp.
They exist. Simps exist in
because
the friend zone.
I have a lot of women. I have a lot of women that do that. If I'm not married, do you know how many women are in line to marry me right now?
Not all women want
a whole lot. But guess what? 80% to 90% of the women want alpha men. I don't care about the remaining 10%.
You done piss Ekene off now.
And we're not talking about women who talk a bunch of crap about I want this kind of man and I want this kind of man.
Man, don't listen to women.
We're talking about instincts. We're talking about what you respond to, right? You're gonna respond to an alpha male differently than a beta male. A beta male will be put in the friend zone quicker than anything else, right?
That doesn't mean that she wants an alpha male. Just like you want different women here and there, women want different men here and there. not all women want alphas. Not all women want simps.
But why you always saying all? You just said
All.
90%.
We don't say
We
all.
said 90%, and you keep going back to all because you want to win the arguments. We keep saying
90% of y'all are not even alphas. 90% of y'all are betas.
No, we didn't say 90. We said 90% of the women always
And
want
90%
alpha men.
90% of y'all men are betas though.
Well, you speaking for yourself because guess what? We've already said it many times. There are more. There are more simp men. There are more. We said that earlier. We said that earlier. Okay.
I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to say I was raised as a beta.
I got something to say to you guys. Check this out, guys. Check this, guys. The Bible said. The Bible said, right? I'm not a Christian, but I got to quote the Bible. No,
Let me respond to this clown real quick. Wait, he said my name. Hold on. He said my name. Hold on. But I just want to know a faceless man. By what?
Don't you know who that is? Don't you know who that is?
I know who he is.
It's John the Baptist.
He's in his priest quarters. He's in his confessional. He's in his confessional.
He changed his name. We thought we don't know who he is. Because who knows John the Baptist don't speak. He doesn't speak like this, but he's just trying to be a simp. John the Baptist don't talk like this. You know, right? He never speaks like this. He's speaking against the things he's speaking.
I'm saying the world goes around with different people,
determines a beta?
different men, different everything. So you cannot
Trigger Mike is a simp.
Huh?
John the Baptist will not argue with you. Trigger Mike, don't respond to John the Baptist.
All I'm saying is the world turns on different men, different women. All women don't want alphas. All men don't want 304s. All men don't want virgins. All women don't want simps.
Wait. What?
I'm saying the world turns on different tastes for all different people. He said 80% of the women want alphas. That's not true. If 80% of the women wanted alphas, there wouldn't be that many simps walking around.
Wait, let me break your heart. Wait, let me break your heart before Trigger Mike shatters your heart. Let me break it first before Trigger Mike shatters it. If you have 80% of women that are virgin, and you bring 20% of women that are not virgin, guess what? Every man will run to that 80% of the women that are virgin. Trigger Mike, remember what I said last time? When the desirable is not available, the available becomes
desirable. Right.
You know why? Because, man, check this out. Because we don't have that option anymore. What we desire, the women have already taken their virginity before they turn 18. We still need children. Guess what? Now we are forced to accept it. There are almost 40% of women out there that are virgins. But the thing is that you're never going to see them because they are out in their house. They are home, they respect themselves, their children don't come out. Only the hoes come out. Everywhere you look, it's the crazy ones that are out. So we don't have a choice but to take the crazy ones for now.
All right, let me say this because Nurse Fancy says Trigger Mike is a simp, and I bet his wife is happy. But I've already Anissa and another lady sent me something on IG, and now her square is saying this live on the panel. Ladies, I promise you, y'all do everything in extremes.
What did I do?
Because the opposite of simp, remember, y'all making him to be a woman beater. Yep. Assertive men. This is. I keep telling y'all. First off, I'm not a simp, Nurse Fancy. Forget you. Okay. I keep telling y'all.
Mike triggered.
Hold on, no. I keep telling y'all, when you let a woman create her cookie cutter man, she creates the worst version of a man. With every version of a man that a woman thinks she wants. A dude that stays home and watches the kids, a dude that folds his own laundry, a dude that cooks for her, a dude that we have every version of that man existing today, and women divorce him more than they've divorced any nigga in history.
Yes,
women
that's right.
only stay with assertive men.
You sure he can't? He don't have negative qualities that she don't like.
I did not say. God damn it! Why are you saying the opposite? The opposite of simp is not woman beater. That's the extreme. No, I am an assertive man. I'm a Nigerian man. I was raised by Nigerian dude. I talk with my hand. Like, you see what I'm saying? Women stay with assertive men. They want assertive men. A man that's going to tell them what to do. This is where we're going. Have this on by 7. I'm picking you up by 8. They love that shit.
100% correct.
Are you
100%
saying
correct.
She needs a
70%
man
that divorce?
just like
I
me.
think
Are
the
you
thing
saying
that
that
we're missing,
70%
like,
that
that's
get
why
a
women
divorce
can't
are
watch football.
all simps?
Women can't
Say
watch
that again.
football
Hold on.
because
Say that again. Say that again.
Hey, John the Baptist, you finally change your name? I route you, huh?
No, he's tired of. Yeah, he was
Are
tired of
you
being that
saying that
version.
that
that's
70%
the reason
that
why
get a
women
divorce
hate and
is
watch
all
football.
What are you talking about? I never changed my name.
Are you
That's the
saying
reason.
that
So hold on.
70% that get a
Every
Yeah,
argument.
I
Every
got you.
argument. So hold on. Every argument that women have about men today is because they made every effort and play to deactivate the instincts of a man by implementing rules, taking his children, using the court system against them, all of that. And you can encapsulate it like this. They basically saying, we're sorry, we want assertive men now. But of course, all of them are taken. They're divorcing men for being simps. They're divorcing men for not being able to. What are they saying on these spaces? I need a man that's going to take control. He's supposed to know. He's supposed to do the assertive men. They're always talking about assertive men, dominant men.
Mike,
They want a man. They want a man with a wife beater.
You explained it in your monologue. They want the right to reserve. I mean, they didn't want to reserve the right to change their mind. I mean, that's why women have trouble watching like a sport like football because there's so many damn rules. You know, they're hard. The rules are hard and fast. You can't change it, and it drives them nuts. They won't be able to change any at a drop of the hat. You know what? I want this docile dude, but when they get with them. Exactly. Now they want to change their mind. No, I want you to be more assertive.
But you just said
it's bipolar.
But you just said 70% of the people that get a divorce, 70% of the women that get a divorce is 70% rate. All of those men are simps. Are you saying that the only alpha men are married?
Simps, yes. Most of those men are simps.
Alpha men are still married. None of the simps.
So we don't even. Okay, let me just say this. Stop using. We use the term alpha like beta is a bad thing. Beta is not a bad thing. Remember, beta is the follower of alpha.
Right.
Okay, so beta can actually be very squared away. Gamma is what y'all talking about. Right. Okay, hold on. I left this out of my monologue. Women will definitely divorce gamma males. Women claim they want alpha men but have babies by gamma males. Here are the characteristics of a gamma male. Adventurous, fun-loving, restless. You remember in the monologue when I said fluid? Those men are extremely fluid. They're shoulder shruggers. Hey, babe, maybe we shouldn't pay the rent so we can go to Disney World because I ain't trying to make it look like we ain't got no money. That nigga ain't gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't give a fuck what them people think. We paying our money. He gonna be like, okay. They love shoulder shruggers. Right. They love fluid. When they marry that dude, they definitely leaving him. That's a gamma male. So like we got to stop using alpha and beta. Betas will whoop your, like that's why I'm like, yo, how do y'all understand this? Beta is alpha's right hand. Mm-hmm. Betas can actually run shit. They can run Congress because they're taking direction. Their whole life is modeled after alpha. Gamma males are who y'all usually talking about.
Okay. All I'm saying is that the gammas, a lot of them run the world, and simps.
She say she looking for a sucker. Y'all don't hear. Y'all don't hear her calling card.
She looking for a King Sparks.
I'm looking for a sucker.
King Sparks.
That's the difference. That's the difference between.
She came here. If she came here, she'd be number 3.
Okay, but that's
the difference between. She'd be 3. She'd be 3 if she came this way.
That's the difference between. Okay, so let's talk about like ranking and things like that. That's the difference between a king versus a prince, right? A prince is going to be is dictated to be younger, inexperienced, not ready to wear the crown, not ready to sit on the throne, doesn't know what's involved in running a kingdom, right? A king, he's an older man. He's been through it all. He was a prince before. He knows the game. He now runs and owns the game. He plays his own game.
Thank you,
And it is a queen. It is a queen. It is a queen that he looks, that he selects. A king can run his throne and his kingdom how he sees fit. The queen sits to his left. She doesn't say anything out of order. She doesn't do anything out of order. She knows where the lines are. She knows where to cross it. You got Henry the Eighth, who had his women chopped up if they were out of line. You know what I'm saying? So there is a line when it comes to a king versus a prince.
John, I bet Jody ain't no simp.
You know one thing. There is something
Jody
that
ain't no simp. You know who Jody is, don't you? You know Jody. But ask somebody who Jody is.
There is a reason why when she said that better men and simp run the world, that is not true. The thing is that there is a lot of
can't carry my jockstrap.
Yeah, there are a lot of better men and simps in Congress and around business area, but they never get to take the helm of leadership. Why? It's because the people have monitored them, they have seen their compromising ways, and they cannot be trusted with power, with the central power. If you look at Congress, there are people in Congress that will never be presidents because the society knows that these are either better or simps. They can never be trusted with power. There is a reason why when an organization wants to look for a CEO, they end up not hiring somebody inside that organization because there is no masculine man in that organization. They have to go outside the organization to hire somebody to run the company. You know why? Because nobody in the company is qualified. None of them is a masculine man. They are all better, all simps. So, man, betters won the seat in Congress. Simps won the seat. A masculine man always lead government.
Damn simp.
I think that leadership.
Wait, hold on. I think I got an ally over here. You a damn simp. Come on, speak up.
Okay, but I think when it comes to like a leader or CEO or a leader, right? You can't build a leader. You cannot. A leader is someone who naturally has his own sense of direction, and people will respond to that and follow. That's not something like if you come into a new space, if you come into any space, and one person starts talking, if you're working at a job, and I think we've all heard or seen this sometime. You're someone who's always talking, and then there's other people who start to shut up and listen to whoever's talking this real stuff over here because they're not used to hearing the real stuff. And then you kind of move to that direction like, well, I like what this fool's talking about. He's talking some real mess. And that's how we got our Kevin Samuels. That's how we got our leadership in the red pill space.
Yeah, but
how
many
EBD, you gotta be a great follower first.
But how many women
to become a great leader? You have to know how to follow first. Before
that's not true. That is never been true.
How you gonna lead some men into battle? How you gonna lead some men into battle if you don't never follow nobody into battle?
That's war. We're talking about leadership. That's different.
This is war.
EBD.
Go ahead, Ikene.
Let me respond to that. The reason why they came up with that concept is because leaders are made. Leaders are born. I'm sorry, leaders are born, leaders are not made. But in the absence of leadership, somebody has to assume leadership, right? That's in the absence of a leader, somebody has to assume the leadership. So what they did is that they had to train some better men to become leaders. That is why they say, okay, for those that are never born to be leaders,
right?
Let's qualify them to be leaders. Check this out. A lady once wrote an editorial and said that she's a beautiful woman. She wants a husband that makes about $500,000 or more a year to be able to be her husband. And then JP Morgan Chase CEO responded and said to her, okay, based on my knowledge and my assessment of the financial market, you are of no financial interest to me for me to for me to invest $500,000 of my money on you a year. Why? Is because the reason for that is because your beauty that you present to me as an asset is going to fade a few years from now. Whereas my investment of that $500,000 in other portfolios will yield me profit for years to come. Guess what? That's the mindset of a leader. That's the
Right.
mindset of a masculine man.
Right.
A better would have said like, okay, 500,000, come to my house.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So
I'm not confused. So I have a question to that. So can leaders be simps?
No, because when
I feel like
you can't build one and you can't make one, right? A leader knows what he's doing and knows where he's going. It's just
That's
that
not
when there's
true,
other people,
EBD.
you know a leader when you see one and when you hear one.
The only reason I'm
But how do you
get
to a point to be a leader if you don't know shit? You have to follow somebody to learn some shit, and then you will know from being a leader, from being a follower. Listen, from being having somebody follow you. I'm gonna let him say something. He know I'm gonna let him say something. After having an experience of being a follower, right? You have to. Once you have that experience, then when you are a leader, you will understand and know what it means to have somebody depend on you and somebody follow you. So then you'll be an even better leader. You just don't start off leading off the goddamn. You just don't start leading everything off the break. That's not how that shit goes.
Yeah, but I don't think that I don't think we have a Malcolm or a Martin. I mean, they do follow other examples, right? But it's not like they're parrots. It's not like they say word for word what this person said over here. They have their own path, right? And if people began to follow that path, this is a better tomorrow that I see here and that I want to go. And people wanted to acquiesce and follow to get there.
All right. I think
okay. Go ahead, Trigger Mike.
I think that the question on the floor was, can a leader be a simp?
Yeah, because it kind of got I got confused.
The reason why is because if you're going to say a leader can't be a simp, that's like saying a leader can't. No, I'm saying if you're gonna say if you're gonna say a leader can't be a simp, that's also like saying a leader can't be corrupted. You can absolutely be corrupt. You can have all of the characteristics of a good leader, and you can do that job for as long as you're going to follow that certain set of rules required for you to maintain control and everybody's happy with it. You can acquiesce for whatever personal reasons, right? So Bill Clinton was the leader of the free world. Pussy was his weakness.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The dude had everything else.
Trigger Mike, I'm gonna disagree with you when you're done. I'm gonna disagree with you.
Hold on. I was gonna say he could play the saxophone, he could woo you with that southern accent. So he could do shit to get votes and be the leader of the free world to whip votes in his favor and win the election. But that one point where he was a super simp, he had such a weakness for the pussy. So
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I like that. I like that. He did with a cigar and lit it in the Monica book. Look at yeah. I gotta go to the gym right now. This was great talking to y'all, but I'm gonna catch y'all next time.
Go get it in, son.
This is sure my disagreement is gonna. This is sure my disagreement. This is sure my disagreement is gonna come in. My disagreement in that aspect is that I would say, can a leader be a simp? I would say no, a leader cannot be a simp. But can a better man be a leader and go back to be a better man? Yes, that's Bill Clinton. You know why? Because a better man is higher than a simp, right? Is close to a masculine man. The only difference between a better man and a simp is that a better man will do anything to get a vagina. A simp is the one that is being deceived by the vagina. A better man is not deceived by the vagina. He will give up anything to get it, and as soon as he gets it, he's gone, right? Or he can stick around to get it and keep it for a long time. That's Bill Clinton. But the reason why I said that a simp, a masculine man, a leader cannot be a simp is this.
What?
But
That's
hold on.
my that.
No.
Just check me out. Check me out. The reason why I said this, right, is because
I would like to
the
say Bishop Eddie Long was
the
a
problem with
leader.
leaders, is that they don't really flinch, right? They end up becoming people like Hitler because they have a lot of
Why you
masculine
gonna speak
traits.
ill? Why you gonna speak ill of the
But
dead,
we
bro?
gotta hold on. I mean, but the thing about it is, can't we gotta clarify this whole alpha thing before, because if you ever been in a workplace, right, you might have, like, if you've been in sales, you'll see this, right? You'll have a top performer, great salesperson, and then the moment they put them into a leadership position or management, they suck.
It's not a leader. It's not a
They
leader.
don't know how to. They just don't know how to relate to other people. They just know how to. They're just like one.
They're just
Like
good at their job.
No,
they
because you
have
have to be insane. You have to be insane to be that successful. And when you're that
It's not.
successful, you
but
can't
I'm
teach.
just
When you're
saying,
that insane, you
alpha.
can't teach that shit. You
But
can't
alpha
teach that
means.
shit.
But alpha
Great
means
sales,
dominant.
great salesmen,
They're
great salesmen are not even leaders. They are great. They are better men. Great salesmen are better men. You know why? Because they know how to talk. They know how to convince people. Leaders are okay. Look at Michael Jordan. He's a great basketball player. Is he a great leader? He can't really lead a basketball team. But you're gonna see guys that never play basketball and become, guess what, 5 rings championships, right? 10 ring championship coach, because they are naturally born leaders. That's why you have somebody like Albert Einstein as the great professor, right? But you have a lot of engineers behind him. What are those engineers? Are they leaders? No, they're not leaders. There is always a leader, but there are a lot of simps and beaters.
Is
That's
Hush
what the
Puppy the
world is.
leader of the scammers?
I think we're
Is Hush
conflating
Puppy the
things,
leader of the
man.
scammers?
When you say leaders, let me we got to define when you say leader in the context of a relationship, because there's a whole bunch of men considered leaders who gave up the ghost for some trim, man. I mean, throughout history, there's a whole bunch of dead bodies in history because people we considered leaders, got taken in by some honey or the other. I mean, there's just no shortage of examples. So I mean, what are we talking about? So leadership in the context of leadership, what are you talking about? In a relationship, maybe, but
I got something for you.
Go ahead.
I got something for you. Achilles was a warrior. He wasn't a leader. Even Agamemnon knew that Achilles can never be the king of Greece, right? But he was the strongest warrior ever born in the West.
Wait, hold
But he never became a leader. You know
We
why?
can't use
Because he was never born to be a leader.
You should have used a African for this example. Not Achilles. I don't like the. You should have used what's that African warrior from back in the day used to be on the TV. There you go. Now, tell me about Shaka. Don't tell me about no goddamn Achilles.
Okay, guess what? Okay, Shaka Zulu, right? Just like Mansa Musa. These were born leaders. They never had any history of succumbing the kingdom to an outside world, right? Mansa Musa never gave up the strength of Mali to the outside world. But he fought till the day he died. You know why? He made a mistake. His mistake was that as a leader, he took the gold that his country has all the way to Mecca and brought down the world stock, right? He brought down the stock market down. But guess what happened? When he came back, he realized his mistake. He began to buy the gold back all over again. But guess what the Arabs did? In order to punish him, the Arabs contracted with the West to come and steal those golds. You see what I'm saying? When the West came to steal the golds, even though he was a Muslim man, he was betrayed by the Arabs. When the West came to steal the gold, they realized, oh shit, Africa is made up of gold. They stayed and never left. That's what happened to today.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? He was a great leader.
It's 6 o'clock. Y'all hold it down.
Then we're gonna get to the
I'll
final
catch y'all
topic.
on the flip side.
All right, bro. My man JB.
Yeah.
$5. It's hilarious how every man on YouTube is an alpha. I know all y'all came out of the womb smoking cigars and pimping these hoes. I think so too. Charles Keys Sr., $2. I told you a woman would bring the show down.
No, jeez.
They don't like, they didn't like your alpha perception, Miss Her Square. Advanced perception, $2. Women want corporate Tupac with Elon Musk salary. God damn. All right. If y'all just watching, appreciate those super chats. Please keep those coming. If you're just now tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show on the Lapeef Network. So I'm not gonna throw it off a little bit, but this next video I'm gonna play was so weird to me that I wanted to know if men created this problem. Elise in the back, cam up for me real quick so I know it's you, and I'll let you up. All right, watch this video. Hold on.
I ain't with it. Mike Johnson not gonna hit me.
Man,
I saw that whole video, man. It was funny as hell.
That was the ratchetest thing I've watched in a long time. That was the so I just got a question.
I think that's a medical. I think that's a medical issue.
She was slapping everybody, man. She was going around just slapping people.
What
man.
are your thoughts about women that are physically aggressive towards men? And did men create this problem? John the Baptist, I'm gonna start with you.
In a roundabout way, yes, men did create this problem. Oh, you really think about what power does a woman really have to control a situation physically? Every law that's written to protect women was actually written by a man. Every court system, every police officer that protect women, well, I'm not going to say everywhere. Most of the police officers, firefighters are mostly men who protect these rights of women. So if we really wanted to take control of a situation, men could do it. Because physically, there's no way a woman could ever protect her rights in America. They couldn't do it. Physically, if every man decided we're not going to support women chaos and this chaotic decision, chaotic fighting, whatever they want to do, if we decide to shut this down, we can shut it down. And there's nothing they can do about it. Every court system that fights for them would stop with the sisters would cease fighting for them. And so what could they do about it? So until men take the reins and start shutting this stuff down, yeah, roundabout way, yeah, we let this stuff happen.
All right. You a damn simp. Your go.
What was your question again?
What are your thoughts about women that are physically aggressive toward men, and did men create this problem?
Yeah, I think men did create it. And to add to that, what you just said, with the question, I do think that you have a right to defend yourself if she hits you first, especially if she's continuing to hit you and hit you and hit you. I think you should defend yourself. And the funny thing about it is, like, a lot of females would say, no, you shouldn't put your hands on a woman, even if she did something like that. But what's so funny? For all you men out here, when y'all was little, when the little girl hits you, if a girl hits you, what would your mother say?
I didn't.
No, what would your mother?
My mother.
Yeah, well, to be honest, what would your mother say? What would your mother, which is a female?
My mom. This is what my mom always told me to do: slap that bitch back. And I've always done that.
This is what I'm saying. So this is very, very confusing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got your mother that would say, "Oh, you hit my son. Oh, you slapped the shit out of her. You hit her back." But on the other hand, then a woman to be like, well, you're not allowed to touch a female at all. So it's very confusing. And with men making this law, It's like we don't know what to do.
That
So
ain't
we-
alpha though. That ain't alpha behavior though. But
I'm
What
not-
ain't alpha behavior?
anything about
What
me
ain't
being
alpha behavior?
alpha behavior is to protect his tribe.
Oh God, help me. No.
Oh, that is so
God.
false. That is so
That
false.
is so
That is so
goddamn
false.
false.
That is so false. That is
If
so
you want to
false.
be an alpha,
Oh
that's what an
God.
alpha does.
No,
You know
no.
what?
Actually,
You know what?
okay. So
You
hold
know
on.
what?
Women, hold on.
Hold on. Let me
Women
get
don't
this out, John
understand.
the Baptist.
Women don't understand. Go ahead.
Let me get this one out. So this is
I gotta
actually,
redeem my king simp.
I know
I gotta
what you're
redeem my
doing.
king
I
simp.
know what you're doing here, but this is actually Miss Her Square. The thinnest line I have ever seen in my life is the line that exists between respect and fear. So, yes, a woman should respect an alpha enough never to even posture him aggressively. But you are women. In fact, you were built to test a man. So I don't know what you mean when it says an alpha won't do something. He will do whatever is required to maintain dominance. And
You know what's
occasionally,
wrong?
if it's his woman that step across that line, she's unfortunately going to have to get put on the other side of it.
And
I
you
don't
know
think
why
that's
y'all
true at
gonna
all.
be right. You know why the alpha's gonna be wrong if he put his hands on a woman? You know why? Because you got a whole bunch of betas and a whole bunch of gammas and
You know
all of
what?
that.
I'll go out on a
women.
limb and say it. If an alpha put his hands on a woman, she gonna understand. I've seen that firsthand.
If an alpha put his hands on a woman,
right,
a beta will fall in line. A beta will fall in line.
I'm saying,
and because
no, he won't.
Trigger was right. No, Trigger was right when he said this earlier. Betas literally do follow the lead of alphas.
But they also make laws. They also make laws against alphas. Betas are going to protect the women.
Well, no,
Yes, it
so
will. Yes, it
What do
betas
you
don't.
think
So
make the
you have
laws?
no.
The men make the
Hold
laws,
on, Her
right?
Square. Hold on, Her Square. So basically, what you're seeing, if you see a bunch of people or betas who are following, and they're literally just doing what society wants in order to keep their votes. Every man wants, especially beta males, want to follow alpha. They want to. The minute they get a chance to forsake women and be like, oh, nah, big dog here now, I get to look like I'm on his side. They're going to take that over the woman every day. No dude is going to side with a bunch
That's
of women.
100% correct.
And then they gonna go in the back
100%
room
correct.
and make a. Then they gonna
That's
go in
not
the
true
back
at
room
all.
and make a law against beta or
That's
against alpha men.
it's not true at all.
Okay,
Listen,
this
if one of those guys
I've
one of
always
those
said
men would
this.
have, if one of those men would have slapped the shit out of her, it would have been 10 betas trying to beat his ass.
Yes,
There would have been 10 guys trying to fight that dude. Even if she slapped the man, if one of the men would have came up and decked her ass, all those dudes in the orbit would be trying to beat his ass.
I disagree. I disagree. You know what? You know why? This is where men interfere. Men usually interfere when the reaction is excessive. That's when men react. Because I got to tell you, I have been around places where girls slap and men beat back. Most men don't say anything. But when we see that the reaction is kind of excessive now, that's when guys will step in and say, no. Like knocking a woman out. I got to tell you one, there was a day I was just like this. I saw this girl insulting this guy. She was saying shit to this guy. The next thing she slapped him. Man, when this guy returned the slap back, she was knocked out. Every guy went crazy. A girl just have her 2 feet.
You ain't
Her
saying
2
nothing
feet.
different than what I just said. What are you supposed to do? He's going to hit her naturally. He hit her back naturally, and you know, so guys jump in. They just do.
We're telling you.
Guys jumping when the force is excessive, but if you slap back just like she slapped, guys don't win. Mr. Rich, I've seen girls beat up I've seen girls beat up in my lifetime, and many of them guys never reacted. Guys only react when it's excessive.
So
okay,
I hear what you're saying, Mr. Rich, but men, I think there's nuance in every different situation.
Yes.
When the situation calls for like escalation between a woman and that's when they're like, you better not hit that woman. Unwarranted hitting of a woman, that is when most men will speak up. Literally, what Mr. Ikena is saying is true. When a woman is excessively doing something, and we see videos like this on Facebook. And then she haul off, swing, and the funny part about it is some of the videos I seen, the man's swing back was almost like natural. Like, boom, sit your ass, and she just fall to the floor. All the other dudes like, God damn,
So
should have
where do
swung
we
on
get
that.
the law? So where do we get the
You
laws
shouldn't have
against?
swung. You shouldn't have swung on them.
So
The hell
where
you
do we
doing
get the
swing with all your
laws
might
for
at a
that?
dude like that?
So where do we
Dudes
get the
ain't gonna do
laws for
nothing.
that? Where do
What
we
I'm
get the
saying is the
laws?
woman has to be excessive, like he said,
No,
and
that's
completely in the
bullshit,
wrong.
man.
Well, where did we
Y'all,
get the
y'all,
laws that
y'all
protect
are let
women?
y'all are letting this question actually derail the
No,
conversation
I'm asking a simple
because
question. How do you think the laws got
All right, we'll come back to you. Let's let people.
because hierarchies do not work. Yeah, it's getting derailed off the conversation. It really is.
All right, let's go to Truth Table. Question on the floor is, damn, let me wait for the marquee to come back around. It's a long ass question. What are your thoughts about women that are physically aggressive towards men, and did men create this problem?
Yes. My thoughts are that if a woman is exerting herself through physicality, she's already far gone. And it probably is not the first event. Women tend to show you their character through a multitude of things. Physical is I won't say the last straw, but somehow, some way she's disrespected that man, and he's allowed it. That's why she feels that aggression is allowed. If a woman ever strikes you, then she should know the consequences of that, and it shouldn't even be a physical response. She should just know that this relationship is over and that she's losing out on the things that you created that are beneficial. But again, most men don't have those relationships. Quality men don't tend to have these problems. This is usually low-level men, in my experience.
That's a good point. All right.
Trigger Mike.
Yeah.
Let me add something to what you just said. When you go to the water, when you come to a lake, right? Do you jump into the lake? No. You put your feet to see how deep it is. You use wood to try to see how deep it is. You get stick to put more further to see how deep it is. You want to try to see how deep that lake is, right? And as you go in, the more you dip ahead, because you don't want to get a sudden dip, right? So women, just like True said, women, before a woman slaps you, she must have tried you for months. That is why when a woman deals with me, I tell her right that moment. I've seen girls who ask me many times, and I don't know why they keep asking me this. If a woman slap you, what are you going to do? The first thing that will come inside my mind is, I'll slap her back. And they're like, okay. And guess what? I never got slapped by a woman since I was 22. When I was 22 was the last time I took that nonsense. And guess what? I returned it first back right away. I didn't even wait. And since then, I started finding out that men that get abused by women are men that have already allowed things to happen in the past. Even my wife, when she does something, I straighten her up right now. I don't wait for tomorrow. I tell her, no, don't do that shit again. I'm not taking that. And you know what that does? It keeps her in line. We've been together for 14 years. For going to 14 years, she has never done anything stupid.
Okay.
All right. Her square, your go. What are your thoughts on women that are physically aggressive toward men?
Women that are physically aggressive towards men, that is off the table for me, because I made a vow to myself that I would never put my hands on a child or a human being. So that's off the table. A child or another human being. So that's
we
off the
whooping
table.
ass around here. Sorry.
So I don't understand women who buck up to men. We're not physically capable of stopping you or exerting our authority in any kind of meaningful way. So why would you need to do it? I come from the premise of you need to talk about anything that comes across your mind. Of course, we don't have people who do that. They come from trauma or they have had trauma, so they don't know how to talk. So I think it's abhorrent when another person puts their hands, male or female, on another human being. That's my stand. 2, did men create this problem? Yes, they did. You know how they created the problem where women are allowed to put their hands on men is because they put it in young other men's heads that since women are the weaker of the vessel, they're allowed to do anything physically to a man and he can't hurt her. That is in a lot of men and women's heads. We can't physically hurt you. So what difference does it make if I slap you? What difference does it make if I punch you? We can't hurt you. So a lot of women have that thought in their head. So they swing thinking, oh, okay, this isn't going to make a difference. And you have those betas, those simps, whatever you want to call them. You have those men who put a lot of laws in place that stop other people from defending themselves when they need to defend themselves against females who rage against men. I'm saying you have the beta men, simps, whatever, helping the women get away with this kind of abuse. I'm not saying women are always abusive. I'm saying they're having help getting away with some of these things. That's all I'm saying.
We should stop using this hierarchy because we got this hierarchy all wrong. Uh, and Trigger tried his best to explain how it works, but we still keep using it wrong. But anyway, though,
What do you mean? I'm confused.
he explained to you exactly how the hierarchy works, and we still keep saying betas and alphas
well, he said the
betas and alphas.
he said the beta is behind the alpha. So anybody that doesn't walk in the alpha frame is somewhat of an advocate for females. So I'm taking all of those. They're not.
That's not
They're
true.
followers of literally. So let me put your birth order can determine whether you're a beta or not, right? Depending on the society and the hierarchy or the culture or whatever. But gamma, what we're saying, remember I said adventurous, fun-loving, restless.
But
that is Pookie. That's
but the
Pookie.
gentleman said in the middle, he said betas make the laws. Betas do those things. That's what he
because
said.
they are the follower. They have the ability to do those things because they are the follower of alpha. Gamma is the restless dude that don't give a damn with 3 nose rings, a lip ring, and 2 earrings, like those type of what do you call it? Carefree type dudes that don't in between jobs, couch surfing on women's couches, but they do poetry so the women think they're in love. Like weird shit. That's gamma male.
So who was helping the female then?
The gamma male.
Oh, you mean the Pookies and Ray Rays is helping
Pookie is gamma, yes. Pookie and Ray Ray is gamma.
Hey, Heathen Queen. I mean, I like your rhetoric and all this type of stuff, man. But the thing about it is, I think you do mean well, but I think like we having these discussions kind of scare the crap out of women because they're realizing that like dudes are like really getting it now. Like, from the bottom up, like everybody has like, and the thing, I think your response is a typical woman response. You want to muddy the waters as much as possible, so we don't understand. The thing about it is there's too many men and we're too centered to really fall for those tricks. Like
I'm not trying to change your way.
I don't think you realize it though. I just don't think you realize it. I think it's just a response. You're trying to muddy the waters. You're like
I'm saying you're not all alphas. I'm saying there are men out there that are working against your cause. I am saying.
How do you know? How do you think? How do a woman determine if a man's alpha or not?
That's a good one because there's so many people who define alpha. I don't
know. No. How do you as a woman
I
determine
think
what alpha
men
is?
create that hierarchy among men. We don't have a problem understanding who alpha is.
Correct. That's how that works. A woman cannot tell an alpha from a beta. Well, I'm sorry, she can't establish who one is. Only men establish this. Only men establish this. Now, a woman can respond to one, but they don't determine who established. Men establish this, not women.
Okay.
But if you talk to a woman, right, every dude that she's not with is somehow beta. Like very few, unless she's with that dude, there is something deficient or something wrong with the dudes that she's not with anymore. So if they would be with every, like if they crave, I mean, most women crave alphas, right? They would have an alpha, but they have a mixed bag of everybody. So they actually don't even know. They just don't know. They don't get it. They think
but you all have a mixed bag. But you all have a mixed bag of women.
Yeah.
Same
Okay, I
difference.
think we're getting wrapped around the axle anyway. But listen, the man that she gets moist for is her alpha. That's her alpha. That's the woman's alpha, right? She
Not
looks at all the men
necessarily, no.
in the rotation, and the guy she gets most moist for, whether he's a Pookie or a Ray Ray or a rich man, that's her alpha. And that might just
No,
be for the time being. That might be
that's a
so.
false
Listen,
statement.
we're getting wrapped up around this alpha and beta shit. Alpha men are leaders, but they have faults. That's why Sigma men take advantage of them, right? So so listen, we could get wrapped up in all this shit. It's supposed to be. We were supposed to be talking about simps and non-simps. How about that?
That's why I got confused. Thank you. I was confused about all this because I don't beta male, beta male alphas.
Let me just say this. Damn simp, you're damn, because you can find simps in every category. You can find simps in every, whether they're alpha, beta, sigma. You can find simps in every category. For every failing in man in every level, there's a woman who can get the better of them. And it's happened all over through history. I mean, we
This
sit
is
down
what
here,
I've
we
been trying to
talking about
explain to these gentlemen.
That is a false statement. That is a false
false.
statement.
What are you talking about, man? You live in this world. Everything that goes, I mean, women are behind a whole bunch of bullshit, man. And from guys who would otherwise be real respected, there's women who listen, man. In the sexual marketplace, women, you gotta give it to them. They own that shit. We might manipulate it. We might do this. And every man who gets laid, he thinks he's the big King Kong. The chick saw you coming 10 years ago. She wanted to give you some ass. She's waiting for you to talk her out of it. I mean, we gotta just stop it. Stop it.
Richard, I disagree with you on this one. On the last part. Just the last part only. The last part. The reason why I said no, women don't decide homosexual hierarchy. You know why? Men actually misled women to think that. Guess what? We misled women. I will tell you. I will tell. Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why?
I just realized. Hold on, go ahead. Finish up, Ikene. We got Alice that hasn't said a damn word yet. Go ahead.
This is why I said this. Before, check this out. Up until the 80s, I don't know about America. Women used to keep themselves near pure. Women will hardly give you sex. But do you know what men told them? Men began to tell them that, no, don't worry, it's an art. It's this. Men will deceive them, will make them feel like, oh, sex is nothing but just, a relationship between a man and a woman. Then they will give it up. Most women want to keep themselves pure. But most men deceive them to get under their pants. You see what I'm saying?
Feminism deceived them by telling them it's empowering to give up that.
Who started feminism? Men started feminism, not women.
No, stop it, man. Stop.
All right, let's get Alice in there. My bad for letting these fools talk so long. All right.
And I've been listening. I'm just listening. It's Elise, by the way. I've been up one time before. But I guess I'm kind of with you a damn simp a little bit on the confusion. Like he said, like, okay, what are y'all talking about? Simps, tricks, alphas, betas, like is a little kind of all over the place on defined definitions on which one is. Everybody feel differently on which one is which. I kind of just probably want to speak to more so when you guys say when a woman cheats, she's with a beta, but she's cheating for an alpha. I'm just confused because why are we like with hoes? They will cheat with any damn body. Like, you know what I'm saying? You must think that a hoe got this specific blueprint on they home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, she'll cheat with a beta nigga. She'll cheat with a sigma, with a simp, with a trick, with a pokey, with a ray, with a D-boy,
She
with
created
a pastor, with
a false narrative, and y'all
politician,
finna debate
with
it.
a police officer.
Now, hold on. I need
She created a false narrative, and y'all
hold on, John.
she created a false narrative, and y'all finna debate it. And y'all finna debate it.
I'm sorry.
So what
I
you're
didn't
saying,
interrupt. I was quiet the whole time. I'm sorry. I guess for maybe what you call a beta male might look at a man who's able to get his woman as more an alpha than him. And maybe so you might look at it like that. But to other men, like you said, that man might not necessarily be an alpha in his community, in his society, in his hood, in whatever setting that he makes his moves in. Not to the women, because I'm gonna use y'all definition, but to the men, he might not necessarily. You've heard it a lot of times, like, man, that lame ass nigga, fuck that nigga baby mama, and excuse my language, because I'm trying to talk for everybody to understand me, because I know y'all understand that language. Y'all know it happens on an everyday basis, and the men will judge him as a lame, as a simp, as a trick, but yet he had your baby mama. So do that make him an alpha in that regard?
Speak, Stuart. Talk to him.
Oh,
Yo, I see this stuff on
Trigger. I'm gonna let you take over. Trigger, take this. Take this. Bring this.
Muddy the waters. They just muddy the waters, and they just cause confusion. Like we were going on the right direction.
It's all confusion at the end of the day, because people gonna do what the hell they want to do, and that's what she was trying to explain to y'all earlier. That women like simps. Women like alphas. Women like pookies. Women like D-boys. We the same like y'all. Y'all like certain type of women. Y'all like classy women. Y'all like the freak in the streets. I mean, freak in the sheets. Y'all like women that's intelligent. Y'all like women that if a bitch come up talking crazy, she gonna yock her ass for you. Y'all like all that type of women as well, and that's what she was just trying to explain to y'all. Like, there's no specific blueprint on if she's cheating, that means that she likes the alpha better. I don't know why y'all not used to believe that.
Which is why she should have made a point without saying the hierarchy, because it's not that her point is not valid. I'm saying stop using the hierarchy in the conversation, because y'all confusing the hierarchy in the conversation because you're using it all wrong.
Because the hierarchy started with simp and alpha. I started with that. It was the gentleman in the middle who said that beta stuff.
Y'all stay on code.
Just stop using. Just stop using hierarchy altogether. Don't even use hierarchy together.
All right,
This
go ahead,
court,
Didi.
you broke it down just fine.
All right, you're up, Didi. What's up? Didi, you there? Or you just went on mute?
I'm sorry, it's a lot of noise in my background. I'm not trying to be rude.
Oh, not you. I was talking.
I have a feeling the sisterhood about to squat up on us.
No, I like it. I like it when they do it. I'm not. I need to know where their heads at in these streets. Okay, so
I can't.
I mean, don't you want to know the evil that you're fighting? I would love to know my enemy.
Because
yes. But I've seen this so many times on these panels. It's like we already have a dialogue, and then all of a sudden, a sister would just come in there.
But look, Triple Black, you know they admit it, right? Like literally, they'll go on other panels and be like, "I didn't want nothing. I just wanted to derail the conversation." They literally do that shit on purpose. All right, Didi, go ahead. You got the floor.
And of course, men let it happen.
Yeah,
all right, so to
you
answer
let
the
all this shit
question,
happen.
I do not feel like women should be putting their hands on men at all. No couple should be putting their hands on each other at all. I do not advocate for beating on your partner or anything like that. But let's address why y'all are getting beat on. Some of y'all are getting beat on.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm not getting beat on. Anybody on the panel getting beat on? So I need you to retract that.
I do the beating in my house. I do the beating in my house.
I was like, ain't nobody getting beat on, but continue.
Okay. Well, Akinea spoke about a situation at the age of 22 when he got beat on. But
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say that.
All right. Well,
I,
well,
s- I
nevertheless,
said
can I finish my
a,
point?
a lady made a mistake and smacked me on my chest, and I sent her to almost prison and hospital.
Yes. So you got beat on. Yes, sir.
Oh, I don't
If,
know the definition.
um. So like I was saying, a lot of times when you cheat, you get beat, and a lot of times you guys are getting beat because you cheated. This is what's going on. Some women are just abusive. However, and some are lost cause, but most of the time, women are hitting out of hurt. And this is because
Oh, come on.
she done caught you cheating, and now she done whooped up on you
Oh,
and
stop.
took you to the
I
floor
hit
and
back
decided
out
to
of
beat
hurt.
on you. A lot
Yo,
of times, this is
Didi,
passion that gives women courage to
Did you
throw
see that
caution
video,
to
I,
the
Didi?
wind.
I hit back out of hurt. I hit back out of hurt.
Didi.
So in regards to did men
Show
cause
that
the fight?
video
Yes,
again,
most
Mike.
of the time.
Mike, show me the video again.
Damn, I took it down. I took it. I
Oh,
deloaded
man,
it.
because ain't nobody
Damn,
cheated on that hyena.
Didi, you getting beat
Why they
because
always bringing cheating into
no,
everything?
hold up,
Yeah.
because D, that's crazy. Somehow, some way, you watched that outlandish video. That lady was literally hitting anybody, and you had to make it men's fault
Yes,
anyway.
that's her. That's her. Yes, her. But
Okay,
a lot of
so
times,
so
what we were
so
talking
so
about
whenever
when the average woman is hitting a man, and when the average woman is now Jocelyn is on drugs. That's cocaine. She different. Okay. We're not talking about when the average woman is hitting on a man. That's usually because he done cheated. So you done cheated, so now you done got beat it, and that's what happens.
Why is it that you always think
okay,
men
no
are cheating?
no matter hold on 1 second. No matter what a person does, it is never a reason to hit anybody. Never a reason.
Yeah.
So if she
I
hits,
agree.
if she hold on. So if she hits someone, and her first thing is to hit somebody, that means she has other problems than that the man cheating on her. She has some issues that she hadn't dealt with in her childhood that she didn't like to deal with. If she haven't dealt with those issues, she should be dating no one at all until she is healed. Because adults don't move that way. Only people who are insecure and hurt in their issues move that way. So we're not gonna sit here and justify her making a dumb decision. We're not gonna sit here and do that one.
Oh no, it's not justified, but no, passion can make you throw caution to the
No,
wind.
no, you just
And
don't pass.
most women
Passion is
understand that men are
ju-
stronger than us.
passion is justifying it. Passion is justifying it.
Well,
We're
okay,
not gonna
that's
justify
fine.
this all.
Okay, but nevertheless, at the
You
end of the
put your
day, this
hands
is
on
what
me, I
makes
put my
women throw
hand back.
caution to the wind. If you wanted to know what would give a woman the courage to do so, it's passion.
It's not
No,
passion.
Now,
no,
some women are just
no.
crazy.
So I mean,
it's because she's unhealthy and she needs to go get mental health.
no, I think what it is that so we talked about. So I've never had this problem, but it's also remember I tried to say it in a way that there is a thin line between respect and fear. And it doesn't really matter which side a woman stands on. In fact, I don't think you can really have much respect without fear. You have to fear the consequence of what he's going to do, and not even physical retaliation. He just needs to be that consistent and that grounded to be like, if I do this, he going to leave my ass, right? So I think what has emboldened women to think they can do things like hit is because you think there is no consequence. I see you, Black Man Unfiltered. We got 12 in the back. As soon as somebody drop, I'm going to let you up. I'm gonna drop the link
I've hit a
for you.
man before, and I didn't care about a consequence when I hit somebody. So I think
you just made my point.
If he'd have hauled off, if he'd have hauled off,
Okay, you know what?
If he'd have hauled off and hit you back, you would have thought about it.
Hold on, John. Let's ask her because I know where you're from, and they get down like this. I'm from the same place. So if he would have cocked back off the back leg and hit you with a right cross, would he have been justified? Yes or no?
Not in that case. Not in that case. Because I feel like I was totally justified in hitting him and putting hands on him. Yeah.
Please explain. Please explain.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna put my own business out there, but nevertheless, I felt like I was
what do you call it?
You are going to fall into the wrong hand one day, and they're going to knock you out.
Nevertheless, this is like I said, it's not nothing that I advise on doing. You know what I'm saying? But in my younger years, I have put hands on somebody. and reason being, I didn't care about a consequence. I was gonna deal with that when it happened. At that moment, I had to have you. And that happens. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is one bad decision away from jail. You don't know what you'll do in what situation. Like, you would like to think that you're level-headed. And yes, I was raised better than that. But in that moment, I had lost it.
Trigger Mike.
Thank
you all for letting me on the panel. Thank you all for letting me on the panel. I do have to go, but thank you all for letting me on the panel. It was been nice.
You are welcome.
Thank you,
for coming
gentlemen.
by.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Thank you, my lady. Thank you, my lady.
Bye.
I'll let Black Man Unfiltered come on up. We'll drop the link for you. Listen, you know what? The world is restoring itself one court case at a time. So after Travis Rudolph got off last week, the world is slowly coming back into a place where you fuck around, you actually gonna find out. So hopefully that, we get the normalcy restored before my children grow up, but we'll see. What's going on, BMU?
Man, what's going on, man? I'm driving, man, listening to this blast. What's going on, fellas? I'm driving, listening to this blasphemy of a woman saying that she has a right to put her hands on a man and it's justified because she's in a temporary state of mind. Well, listen, we're living in a time, but she's still here. If she ain't, I hope this message gets to her.
I didn't say I had a right, but carry on.
Okay, well, you said the man didn't hit you first. You hit him first. Is that correct?
He hit me in a different way.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you something. Somebody's gonna knock you the fuck out. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna fuck around and get around the wrong man, and and somebody's gonna put you in the bunk bed in heaven, and somebody's gonna beat your ass. Because
you don't listen for comprehension, because I clearly said that I do not advise this and that this is not anything that I currently do.
You said you don't advise it, but you
I told you of a story that I did in my past. I didn't say that this is anything that I currently advise, and I started off with a full disclaimer. But you do not listen for comprehension, clearly.
Hold on. Let me tell you what I found out. Have you got therapy for your temper?
Yeah, I didn't have therapy for my temper because I didn't have a temper to have therapy for.
So hold on. So you go hit a man.
I grew up. At the end of the day, I grew up. I'm grown now.
That's fine. But if that's fine.
So I don't need therapy to grow up.
If I hit a woman, I have to go to therapy, right? That's normal. What they do, they put you in court. You got to go to anger management therapy, right? Listen, if a woman tells me, "Hey, listen, we're dating. I have a story. I hit a man before, but I grew up." No. You didn't grow up. You suppressed who you are, ma'am. I need you to go talk to somebody and get healed from that. Because if I piss you off one day, you're going to hit me. And I'm going to have to lay you down. So I'm going to need you to go get some help.
There are certain things that, if you touch my child or something on the lines of that, or there's sexual assault or certain things, I got to have you. I'm not above still putting hands on you. There are going to be certain situations. Yeah, I draw a line. Yeah.
So I didn't hit this.
Beating you for absolutely nothing, or beating you because you cheating at this point. No, I'm too old for that. But if it was a situation where you did something to my child, you harmed my child, you best believe I'm on you.
Okay, so what were your thoughts about the video? I got a little bit of what you thought about it.
Oh, Jocelyn is on drugs. She has been off hinged. She is not a woman to be compared to the masses.
Well, why do you think she continues to do that?
Because of drugs. Cocaine gives you courage.
I understand. I'm saying
it's a mind-altering drug.
Okay, so Jonathan's on cocaine. If that was Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson said, the bitch hit me, and Mike Tyson hit her with a 3-piece. And next time she's on cocaine and she see Mike, will she hit him?
She might. This is Jocelyn we talking about.
If a woman hit Mike Tyson, just go ahead and pull the plug on pull the plug on that.
This is Jocelyn we talking about.
Apparently when Mike Tyson beat women, he don't hurt them that bad because Robin Givens lived through it, so apparently he don't hit that.
I tell you, Mike Tyson is the most reserved guy out there, man. He just looks menacing. If he went around beating up people, there would be a whole lot of hurt people.
Listen, I wouldn't even want to be the friend that has to hold Mike Tyson back. I don't even want him to turn around and accidentally forget who I am.
Have y'all seen on YouTube Mike Tyson training? They got YouTube clips of Mike Tyson training at 56 years old. I would not stand in front of that. I weigh 250. I would stand in front of that man.
God damn.
Hey, you know what, man? It's getting to a point, man. I told my sons, I teach my sons to say, listen, don't ever put your hands on a woman, ever. I said, but however, if she
foot on her, you said,
if she threatens your life in any way, son, I want you to definitely live through it. I want you to do what you have to do. to live through it. So if she coming to you with a knife or for a sport, I don't give a damn what it is. Any weapon she picks up, shoe, anything that can harm you, give you a knot, scratch, or PTSD, you have to lay her down. And it's simple as that, because you have to, because I'm watching Tom Hanks' son. I don't know if y'all saw that video. Tom Hanks' son with a black girl, right? He videoed her beating the shit out of him. He blood coming out of his nose. She stabbed the man while he was on live on Instagram. He said, look, she just stabbed me. I'm bleeding. And he sat there and allowed her to do that. He's a new fool. He should have put her in the bunk bed of heaven. Because if she stabbed him, he has every right to defend himself. Absolutely. Carry her right on up there. Because a woman stabs a man, she needs to go. She needs
step
but that's all I'm saying. Men, don't put your hands on a woman. But if you're dealing with a woman, even out in public, it's some men deal with women. I saw a woman square off and hit a man in the face and break his glasses in a damn movie theater line. Like, she just cocked back and knocked the shit out of him. And because she felt like he broke in line, I think, or some crazy shit. And she broke his glasses. I mean, stunned him. I just saw a lady walk out of I had these videos on my show, bro. I saw a lady walk out of a restaurant with a man. He refused to pay for her friend's food. The girl hit him while he was walking to his truck, stunned him. They jumped and kicked him in the head. Just beat the shit out of him.
It's all right. The world will correct itself. I just pray that we have natural consequences for everything like that. No, we do not advocate for it, and we will stomp a dude out for hitting a woman unprovoked. That's what we don't like. But we have to serve equality in this world, because there are women, like I told you, this is how I'm going to do it. I understand that I teach my son not to hit his sister and all of that, but I'm going to firstly teach my daughter, don't ever put your hand on that boy, because when he swell up, you are older than him. But when you feel that strength and he send your ass into that wall, you're gonna understand what I mean. When you don't posture him, you don't hit him. You come get me, and I'll hit his little ass. But
when I was about 8, I had an older sister before she passed away. She was 4 years older than me. And when I was a kid, she used to beat me and my brother up all the time because she was the oldest. When we got about 12, she stopped fighting us and started being real nice to us. Because she realized at 12 we was taller than her and bigger than her. And so she became real nice because she understood the consequences of, if she hits us now and we hit her back, it won't be like it was when we was 8. Most women, and I'm not justifying hitting women at all, even if it's your sister. But what I am saying though is, we create an environment where women create an environment. Somebody got some background noise, turn signal or something. Women create an environment where they want to be equal, but they don't want the equal consequences. So whatever choice you make, remember there's a consequence for your choice. So people need to move by their choices and consequences. And remember, there's always one to be paid.
Absolutely. All right, let's get final thoughts on this, man. I gotta get out of here. We'll start with anybody. Final thoughts.
This thing can go for the next 2 hours. Some people do go for 5 hours. Trigger might go for 5 hours.
Trigger Mike actually has a life. I got a job. I got emails to read, to respond to. So, anybody, final thoughts on this?
Well, final thoughts, man. Real quick, final thoughts. And Simps are going to always be with us. They're the army for the modern woman, is the simp. And it's going to be an uphill battle. And this big evolution or revolution you think is coming, Mike, it's going to take a long time.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time. Yeah.
It's going to take a long time. And I think the manosphere is the one thing where men can express themselves. We're going to get ridiculed. We're going to get all kinds of stuff. But I think it's men are starting to pick up, get on this square, understand that there's some give and take with women, especially even the modern ones. But there's some women who want to be wives out there, and there's some ways you need to step at them. Maybe a little different than it was when I was younger. But in the end, you got one square to stand on as a man, and it's your leadership. And don't give that up for anything. You know, and the rest of the shit you can negotiate, but that one, that's an immovable object, and I'll just leave it there.
Yep. Anybody else?
The men
No,
you call
I
simps
just
don't
think
have a problem getting women to submit. That's it.
no, you
So
know what? I
let me
think
hold on. Let me say something to that. I keep hearing that in these streets, and I'm going to debunk that point once and for all. Uncooperative, non-submissive women will always have a problem with submission. Practice makes habit. If you are a woman that is practicing, not you, Didi, but any woman in these streets that is practicing being cruel, nasty, a bitch, unsupportive, uncooperative, you don't support men, you don't even like men, there is not a switch you just gonna turn off or on and say, I'm submissive because this nigga deserve it. You are going to be whatever you have practiced being. The same way Ikene said he doesn't know a true masculine man that wants to be married, that's not, I don't know a true feminine submissive woman that wants to be married that isn't. So we can't stop saying that, oh, for the right women say for the right man, I'll be submissive. No, you won't. You can't just turn it on. You'll never be as attractive to the woman who has practiced that behavior all her life so she can get chosen, solely for the purpose of being the most feminine, elegant, attractive woman in the room simply by her demeanor. I'm telling you, it's not
I
possible.
just changed my final thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. Every man should be 100% masculine at all times. Every woman, it behooves you to be 1% feminine at all times. Not maybe not submissive, but feminine, because you being a feminine woman in a masculine world is how you stay safe and protected. Anytime you move into masculine, any percentage at all, it puts your life and your health in danger and your welfare in danger.
All right. God
to
damn,
me, man,
somebody.
this is just like this is just like the I don't even know what reference. I think what it is there's a fear right now, a natural fear with a lot of modern women that they actually held out too long, and like men are getting too much information, and the thing about it is we have so much information, we're making we're actually making more informed decisions now when it comes to the women that we want to be with, and they can't just wave some box around and get a man. And I think that this is really scary for them. Like anytime like they come out of the woodwork, you remember when you had the whole passport bro situation, you know what I'm saying? Like the dudes that they didn't want, right? Supposedly, we don't want you anyways, but they had so much to say about it. You feel me? Now it's like, oh yeah, you know, we want the simps, we want this. No, well, we don't believe you. we just don't believe you. Like what you're saying one thing, but we come out and we see something different. And men are getting too much information and not acting stupidly, and that scares the shit out of them. But I'm done with that.
All right. Anybody else?
It's only gonna be so long before these simps start using this information and becoming red pill. But we know there's a lot of men who are red pill today started off as simps. Let's be real.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
these men are starting to notice what's going on. They're not as stupid anymore. Even some of these simps, you can only take them so far before they not willing to go anymore. So it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be less of those guys willing to come and defend the degeneracy, and it's gonna be
Damn. He cut out. All right, let me get these super chats read. Advanced perception, $2. Equality, equal rights, equal lefts. That's indeed true. Me University, $5. Was thinking the other day, a light-skinned, especially famous black man has never been accused of unobvious grape. Female psychology is so interesting. Y'all agree? I don't know. I'm gonna have to research that.
Yeah.
My man JB, $5. Why does Triple keep responding to her in his feelings instead of attacking her point? I don't know, Triple. What you got? Oh, he bounced. King Spark, $5. Ikene said, I return fire immediately. Advanced Perception, $5. Dominique Jones just showed us why you should keep your hands to your damn self. And that's probably going to be one of the best stories in history. I'm glad she got what she deserved. People act like it's a win for men. Man, that's a win for what? What justice? That's the way things are supposed to be. I think a lot of dudes in the past have been killed, or people have gotten killed over a woman and her damn feelings. Keep your hands to yourself. Get out the dude's house and leave him alone. Call your brothers for what? So you can hurt him? Wasn't it her brother that got killed?
No.
Nah, it was a brother, one of the friends. One of the friends.
Either way, somebody because of her, like we got to act like that's not going to weigh on her conscience. That lady might end up deleting herself in a few years.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care one bit.
Oh, bro. The scrutiny, the media scrutiny, is going to get to her. Women have to be. This is actually something I don't believe is true. We don't do it enough. That's why we think the women don't care. Women have to be liked. They have to feel like their behavior is desirable to the group. It's the same. It's kind of bordering on the same feeling as why they can't take blame, because they cannot take the scrutiny of the community solely by themselves because of their own actions. She gives a damn.
Did you see her testimony?
Yeah, she's trying to get off of Kate. She was trying to get off. But now that she lost,
oh, she's gonna cry in the car.
Go ahead. You was gonna say something, Didi?
She's gonna cry in the car.
She's gonna cry in the car. That's why I'm like, they hate me now. Look at everybody. The women that flip flop. Everybody like lock her up, lock that bitch up. I was like, oh, now y'all talk about lock her up. Y'all was saying y'all don't know. Y'all need more information while the trial was going on. Now it's lock her up, but nah, it's crazy though. But I'm about to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. We will catch y'all tomorrow with another dope topic.
What time do you start now, Trigger?
It's probably gonna be around 1 p.m.
Okay, all right. I can't get. Okay.
1 p.m. Central. All right, y'all. Excellent show today. I thought. Thanks to all the panelists that came up and chopped it up with me. We will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central. Set your time. What is tonight? Wednesday, no show tonight, but we got the big show tomorrow. Lapeef, let's talk. Make sure you grab that Teej pack, Teej Hanley, 30% off, along with a free gift. The link is in the description, so make sure y'all do that, man. Always a pleasure to be here with y'all. Leave comments if you like the episode, or if you didn't like the episode, leave comments on it anyway. Share this out to people so they know this is what you're watching. The Lapeef Network is on its way to 100,000 subscribers. We're at 90.9K. Oh, that's up 100. So we almost there, y'all. Support this network, this great network, the best network on YouTube. No reason why they shouldn't have 1 million subscribers already. We appreciate y'all for your patronage. Once again, thank you. Grab that Teej pack. We'll be back tomorrow with another hot topic. I am out. See y'all tomorrow. Damn. And hit the like button on the way out, too.